All right, welcome back to the channel. So it's been a while since I've done a local where I streamed it. I was doing locals, but they weren't streamed for a while because I was in Japan, and then I went right into LDS Vegas, and then I went right into RRC Detroit. So it's been a lot of traveling. I am officially like back home and hopefully back to normal. Yeah, that's where we are. So, you know, there's been a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I have a lot of content to make, guys. Yeah, there's just a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! And a lot of content to be made. So bear with me as the channel gets back on its feet. But I'm happy to be here with you all again tonight. It's been a long time since I've done a Tuesday night live stream. I think it's been like at least 4 weeks. So yeah. I know at one point people thought that I got sacrificed for Carpath's return, but I am happy to say that that is not what happened. I know Carpath is back making content, and coincidentally at the same time I disappeared. But if you know, I was always going to Japan. So but yeah, I'm back. I am back, and I'm ready to cause some mischief. No, I'm kidding. I'm actually not ready to cause mischief, but how are you all doing tonight? I just woke up from a nap. I have still been trying to get my sleep schedule back on track, but it is incredibly hard. Being on Japanese time is just really fucking rough, and it actually does genuinely take weeks to fully recover from that shit. Like, I'm not even joking. It is rough. Like, it is rough. But yeah, we had a lot of events this past weekend. How do I get to rankings and deck lists? Oh, here we go. So I already did the top 16 deck list for Edison, but then you guys know that there's goats and there's also hat. And so there's a bunch of oh shit, Oscar got knife, I didn't know that. But yeah, I like the hat event on Sunday, and goats was actually good too. I was really rooting for Rob Cedar. Also tonight we have 25 players, and they're playing for a $100 prize tonight. So I upped the prize pool tonight. This is not the finals, by the way. Let me fix that. This is just round one. So like, I guess I'll just change this to say round one. It's also not single elimination. I just got to change a couple things. So this is a $100 prize tonight, and it is actually Swiss, and top 4 will get prizing. Is basically how we're playing it tonight. But basically I just quintupled the prize pool for tonight. So this is Swiss. But yeah, this tournament is the first one that I've done that I've live streamed on the channel for online Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyway. Now I will say we do have a 1K coming up. Let me see if I can actually, oh yeah, I can. So this 1K is coming up on June 27th, which is over a month from now, so plenty of time to prepare. But basically, if you really want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And you can't make it out to online events, this is a great opportunity to do so. For the lulz, thank you for the sub. It's a pretty good name. Ooh, Wabaku, we have not seen that in a while. The GV decks, the standard for GVs, they just do not play it. I still call Nitro Value Dupless Value because it's hilarious. Dupless Value is crazy. It's made by the same person though, so there's that. Since we're back to our regularly scheduled programming, I got a bone to pick. What's the bone? Oh yeah, all the food from Japan. Yeah, Japan's food is just tier 0, bro. Having Jeff on the stream was a treat. I know, that was an unexpected treat too. That was like, I didn't know that Jeff was going to be there. I didn't know that Jeff would be willing to sit down in the commentary booth for a little while. He also announced the start of round 3, I believe. So that was really awesome to get to hear his perspective on things, and we got to hear him commentate around. Yeah, it was cool. And then for the rest of the day, if I'm not mistaken, he was like playing modern Yu-Gi-Oh! In the lobby. And I walked up and I literally couldn't tell you what anything did, except he had that little knight thing on the field, which I actually don't know what it does, but I've seen it a lot, so I kind of feel familiar with it, but I just don't know what its exact effect is. Did you want to go lay in traffic when you first started playing frogs? No. Not even close. Like, I immediately took the frogs. I think I immediately did well with frogs. I think the first tournament, the first like 2 tournaments I played with frogs, I topped both of them. Gladiators of Edison in 2023, and then also Deck Devastators 4. Yeah, I got like 5th place in that one, and I got 3rd place in the first one. And that was like, those are like my first Hero Frog like tournaments ever. So no, I did not feel like I wanted to play in traffic. Frogs is actually, it was a deck that felt so comfortable immediately to me. Complicated gameplay, rewarding gameplay, complicated for the opponent to play through, just like everything I wanted. Are there any more events I'll be competing in? LDS Houston, I'll probably compete in that one. I think that's it in terms of, for me, for the rest of the year, because I commentate like most events in this format. Pros and cons of commentating events lately? I don't really have a pros and cons of commentating events. Like, I'm not even sure what that means. Like, I've been doing it for a while now, so it's just kind of like normal to me. Like, I feel more comfortable commentating than anything else. It feels like home. And it feels like home. Is that a new Patreon member? Do people from your day job know about your Yu-Gi-Oh content creator? Yes, they are aware that I am also a Yu-Gi-Oh content creator, that I travel to events, and even that I am popular in this community. They are well aware of that. Okay, I need to send me your location. Let's focus on communication. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh stream, but it's just Fraser saying, I don't know what's happening the whole time. I mean, it wouldn't be that much different from this stream, because usually when I commentate, is this too loud? Is the music too loud? I think the music's too loud. Usually when I commentate even Edison, like on DB anyway, I don't fully pay attention, so I typically don't know what's going on. When I commentate live, I'm usually well aware of what's going on, unless I get like sidetracked with a conversation, but I can also say what I want in real life events because they can't hear me. Yo, Fraser, thanks for the great suck on Sunday. Really helped me out a lot. Yeah, congrats to Rob for winning. I had a really good time ending off the stream with just like, I don't know. I just knew that there was no chance that Zachary Smart was going to beat you. Like, just looking at both of you, I was like, I don't know, man. The aura coming off of Rob right now is fucking insane. Like, that guy, he's just a man. You're just a man, bro. Thanks, man. Stressful as fuck on that reasoning. Yeah, no, that shit was a nail biter. Like, and I think that the other Rob definitely got a little nervous or a little antsy at the very end there. But you know what I'll say? His deck gives me hope that I could play GOATS one day, because I would for sure play that deck. Just so that way I don't really have to learn the format too much. I could just kind of like if he could get to the finals with something so ignorant as that, and like it's considered pretty decent, I would say, I definitely could play that deck card for card, and like, you know, I'm not saying I can replicate his success, but I would have fun just OTKing people and being done with it. Win or lose, it's gonna end fast with that deck. I do concrete for a living. I do manage a bunch of guys and can grill the fuck out of a steak. See, I knew I wasn't far off. Sometimes you can just look at someone, see their aura, and know what they're about. And like, I could just tell. We could just tell. Like, my co-commentators weren't as much of believers as I was until I convinced them that, like, now Rob. Also, the chat The chat just kept coming up with like different ways to say that like Rob was a man. It was so fucking funny. They just kept coming up with different ways to say it. I thought that was great. Fraser, do you ever get swamped at events of people coming up to you to say hello? So I don't mind people coming up to me to say hello. I don't mind people coming up to me to sign cards, sign mats. I do all of that stuff throughout every event I've been to for the last several years. And even when I played Modern Yu-Gi-Oh, that was a common occurrence. The craziest it's ever been though was 2024 Austin, Texas. There was a half-hour straight of people like basically lined up at nationals in Austin, Texas. Jesus, he like scraped. There was like 30 minutes worth of people lined up to get cards signed and take pictures with me at Nationals 2024. Like actually, like literally actually. And I remember I could not move for so long. And one of my friends like had my book bag and like, I was like, oh, can you hold this for me while I take this picture? And they ended up like awkwardly standing next to me, like holding my stuff for a half hour. I don't mind it though, as long as I'm not like busy or anything like that. Like I like meeting people. I like people being happy to meet me and, you know, that whole thing. But that was the craziest it's ever been. It has not been that crazy since Nats 2024. Not gonna lie, we made eye contact at LDS Vegas and I wanted to say what's up, but my resting bitch face probably made me look so unfriendly. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't notice people's faces. Like when I'm walking through a room or just like walking around in an event, I'm kind of just like focused on wherever I'm moving to or going to, so it's not really a big deal for me to like if you looked unfriendly, I have no idea about that. Yeah, I co-commentated with Jeff Jones for like a round and a half or something, or maybe one round. It's on the live stream that is still, you can just watch it on the channel. Oh shit, why didn't anyone say that you guys should have pressured Jeff Jones into coming on the podcast? That would have been so fun. That was a good opportunity to get him because he's like a unicorn. Like when are we ever going to see him again at a retro event since he doesn't play retro Yu-Gi-Oh? Like it's going to be really hard to have that opportunity where the chat can just like pressure him into coming on the podcast. That'd have been a perfect opportunity to get him. But who knows? Maybe he'll show up at one or the other. There's so many events coming up still. Like, I wanted to come say hi in Detroit, but you looked focused and busy, and I didn't want to disturb you. Well, I'll have you know, there were many people who stood like close to the commentary area and they waited until like, you know, the round was over or the match that we were commentating was over and they would like ask me to sign things or ask me to take a picture. And it wasn't an issue at all. Yeah, Blickerous Attack was definitely... Shout out to GYBU for Blickerous Attack. He's actually in this tournament right now. GYBU, he's definitely a IMNerd favorite. I feel like all the people from North Carolina are like low-key some of my favorites in the Edison community. Like I love the North Carolina squad. That's like Johnson Boss, that's Sasha Egger, that's Michael Boyd, that's Justin, that's got Cameron Saunders. There's like so many people from specifically that area that I really, really enjoy. Yeah, this is GYBU down here at the bottom. He's playing Frogs today. Wow. With Rhoda. Like weird Rhoda. Just okay. Blickerous Attack. Detroit was chill as fuck. Everyone was cool and normal generally. Yeah, I didn't have any issues in Detroit. I thought Detroit was really, really fun, and everyone was pretty well behaved and everything, as far as I know. Like I was commentating the whole time, so. But to me, it seemed like people were having a good time. Lots of players too. There was 200 players they won, and then like 170 players in the events day 2, and then there was so many side events. I remember hearing them say like side event number 28 is firing off. So really successful event, and I can't wait to see what the future holds in terms of retro events. Now this looks like potentially Frogger TK. Oh dear. Genuine question, should I add the third swap to my Hero Frog deck and make it 41, or keep it at 40 with 2 swaps? Well, do you play Water Art? If you play Water Art, you definitely want to have 3 swap frogs. Like 100%. But it's impossible to answer that kind of question without seeing someone's exact list. Like, any question regarding a deck, like a card going in or out of a deck, it's not really possible to answer accurately without knowing what the deck list is. And also, I'm just not going to like look at deck lists while I'm live streaming to give that critique anyway. But like, just to give full context of like, I might not be saying the accurate thing because I just don't know your deck. Yeah, Edison is far from dying, bro. We had a tournament that was 350 players. Then we had another tournament that was 200 players. And they were back to back. Like, 550 players for Edison in a 7-day span. Literally, in a 7-day span, there were 550 people playing Edison at majors. So just like I don't think the format is even close to dying at this point. It actually surprises me sometimes how big Edison has become. Are you going to Maryland and Pittsburgh? Yes. Yeah, I heard that Detroit is really big for a GOAT format. Summon cat good. I played the LDS. I lost to Twilight twice. I got very well. I didn't get unlucky. My opponents got lucky in the ways that I lost. Like I got double JD twice, basically, in like game 3 situations, and I got eliminated pretty early. So that was good for me because if I'm going to lose in a tournament, I'd rather that it happens quickly, so that way I don't have to. I don't like getting all the way to the bubble and losing. I typically don't lose on the bubble. It's like thankfully a thing that I don't experience often. So if I don't top, it's usually going to be early that I don't top. But yeah, I got double JD'd and my hands were not bad at all. Like I remember telling my friends in my Discord server that like I didn't draw bad. My deck drew actually really well, but my opponents actually drew better, which sometimes that happens. Sometimes people's good hands line up with your good hands and it's just comparing good hands. I got killed at like one guy killed me at like 5,900. Like I think I took an Arcus and a Lila or something, and I was at, or maybe it was like, I don't know. I took some of a wolf attack or something. I might have took like a wolf attack, and then it was like, oh okay, like cool. And then next turn double JD. I was like, all right, that is, you know, that is a thing that can happen. But yeah. Yeah, Twilight's scary. Twilight's a very good deck. I think Twilight is the best of the Lightsworn decks. I think it's also just, at this point, I don't think it's close. I think Twilight is like above and beyond the best Lightsworn deck in the format. I play Frogger TK. Yeah, I don't think it's particularly close when it comes like Twilight Sworn, Pure Lightsworn. I just don't think that they have the number of bombs and the ease of summoning the bombs as like Twilight. Twilight just has... Also, I think Twilight is harder to side against. Like, Twilight's just harder to side against, in my opinion. Yeah, Twilight is a deck that it randomly kills you. You can't really predict like when it's going to happen either. They just kind of like you're chilling, and then next thing you know, they're like monster reincarnation, add back JD, summon JD, pay 1,000, then summon a second JD that they just happen to have raw. And that happened to me literally twice in the exact same way. It was like monster reincarnation for JD, summon a JD, and I was like, oh, I am dead. I also remember one of the duels. This is going back to what I was saying about I didn't get unlucky. My hands were really good, but my opponents were just luckier than I was that day. So one of the guys, he trapped dust shooted me. He put back the wrong card. Then, so he went, okay, so he went first. I lost every die roll. I remember that. I realized I haven't talked about Vegas yet. So anyway, this is like round 3. I get dust shooted by my opponent who went first with Twilight. He opens Lumina, Lila, mills a wolf, and mills Garda. This is his turn 1. So he has Garden in the grave. He mills a wolf. So he has a wolf in attack mode, a Lumina in attack mode, and a Lila in attack mode. He passes to me with 1 back. He goes activate trap dust shoot. He dust shoots, he puts back the wrong card. Then I go 1-for-1 pitch, normal summon like Toad or Fishbowl Blaster, I forget which one, but normal summon the other thing. And then I mill my deck down, play Pot Avarice, then play like Murray, then play Salvage, then play like Pot Avarice. I make a board of Colossal, Armory Arm, and I Armory Arm his wolf, and I attack with one of the Colossal Fighters into his wolf. And he's thinking for a pretty long time, and then he uses Honest. So he had an opening hand of Dust Shoot. He milled Gardner. He milled Wolf, which was actually for my benefit. Chose wrong with Dust Shoot, and then happened to have Honest. So what I had to do was I went Colossal Fighter attack into Wolf. He went Honest. Then I went, okay, bring back that same Colossal Fighter, attack into Wolf again. So we're both taking a shit ton of damage. He's taking 28, so now he's taking 28 twice. He's at 24. And I took a lot as well. I couldn't crash a 3rd time, so then I attacked over Lumina. It dropped him really fucking low. And then I attacked into Lila, and he Guardnut. So he needed all of that to like not die after misplaying with the Dust Shoot, and also just like with that opening, like that crazy opening, like milling Gardner, having Honest, milling Wolf, like I still ended up with a 8-card Froggo TK setup. And so he Gardner, so he's at 300 life points when I pass my turn. I have Colossal, and Armory Arm on the field. I pass to him, he draws, he puts everything in defense mode, and then he sets a back row and passes, and then I draw and I attack. Because I'm like, well, we're in Vegas. I attack, and his back row that he just set is Mirror Force. And I was like, oh, okay. So that was one of the games. And then the other one, because I have all of this written down. I always have my losses written down in my Discord server, because I like document all of my tournament runs. Where's this at? The other one, I lost a die roll. I won game 1 because my opponent decided for some weird reason to not use Lila on my back row. So then I like drew for turn and activated Reckless Greed and killed him. I also lost a die roll. Yeah, I lost a die roll and I still won game 1. Game 2, I remember he had Masker Restrict, and he has Masker Restrict, and he summons a Card Trooper. He mills 3. It doesn't mill anything significant. Then he like passes, and I'm setting up. I get to a point where I go bring back Treeworm Frog, summon swap, bounce Treeworm Frog, extra normal summon Unifrog, and he had just set a new back row behind the Masker Restrict, and I attack him directly with Unifrog, and he has specifically Mirror Force, and I was like, oh, well, it needed to literally be Mirror Force right there, and it was. So that was game 2 after I won game 1, and then game 3, I remember opening up 1-for-1 Dandy, and he comments on how like, oh, that's really good, and I was like, yeah, that's obviously a very good opening. And then he like summons Arcus, and I just remember him having, so he summons Arcus, he mills And I go next turn to like attack over Arcus with like Death Frog while I have Substitute on the field, so it can't die. And then he goes Honest. So I was like, okay, I'll take 12. Not a big deal. And my guy doesn't die because of Substitute. So it's just a -1 Honest. And I go into like a frog board of like dupe frogs and all that stuff. And then like on the next turn, I basically do the same thing where like he has Arcus again. And I attack him and he Honests me again. And like my frog still can't die in battle because I have Substitute. So like this is a second -2 Honest. But then he ends up going like Lightning Vortex, summon Lila, attack for 29 with like Arcus and Lila. So then I get really low. And then on the following turn, what does he do? What does it say? Yeah, on the following turn, I just like die. So it was actually like a really perfect sequencing of cards, like the double Honest there. He also had a Gardna in the graveyard. Not almost. Both the Lightsworn players, or both the Twilight players I played, drew Honest and Mill Gardna in their like first turn. Why is Fraser so dripped out all the time? I mean, I'm not dripped out now. Like I'm just in a t-shirt. Like I don't know. I don't know what your definition of dripped out is. But yeah. Also, round 1 of Vegas was really interesting. I got paired up against Homam Jamal, who I had on Teach Me How to Cook for the Fish OTK deck, if you guys remember that. I played him round 1. He's playing Hero Frogs. He won the die roll because I lost every die roll. He won the die roll, and he goes Summon Swap, send Treeborn Pass, and I go draw for turn, Summon Swap, send Treeborn Bounce Pass. He goes draw, bring back Treeborn, summon Substitute, tribute all his frogs out of his deck, go into Dupe Frog, tribute the Substitute for Swap Frog, bounce Swap Frog, extra normal summon Dupe Frog. So here's a Dupe block, 1 in attack, 1 in defense. I go draw, bring back Treeborn, summon my own Substitute. I thin my deck down, and then I get Swap Frog, I special Swap Frog, bounce Swap Frog to my hand, special summon Swap Frog by discarding Fishwork Blaster, and I kill him by bouncing his defense mode Dupe Frog, and then making like 4 big monsters to attack his Dupe Frog in attack mode while I have Substitute, so it can't die in battle. So he dies on like his second turn, basically. Then game 2, he goes first again. He goes Summon Stratos, Search Infernal Prodigy, pass. I go draw, Summon Substitute, activate Foolish Burial, send Dandelion, and I kill him. I put 2 Armory Arms on his Stratos, and then I crash 3 Death Frogs into it. And so that was those 2 games, and it was like 10 minutes. Because I remember, so I haven't played with the Top Deck GG app before until Vegas. And I remember seeing that like, Top Deck GG, the app is fucking incredible. Like, first of all, it tells you when your table, like it tells you what table to go to. It tells you when a round goes up, but it also told me that how much time had passed in the round. And I remember when the round was over, this is round 1, when the round was over, I had 2-0'd my opponent in like 10 minutes. And he was saying how he should have been playing Fish OTK because he said that his Fish OTK deck has a really good matchup against my Frog OTK deck. And I was like, oh, is that true? And he was like, yeah, because is the chat not working? I just realized this. Why is the chat like, it looks frozen to me? All right, hopefully the chat is working again. He was saying he should have been playing his Fish OTK deck because it has a good matchup against Frog OTK. But like, I don't even know what that really means because you didn't know that you were going to play me round 1. Like, you had no idea you would be playing me round 1. So you could have easily played against, I don't know, something else like GBs or some shit. But then I thought I was like, okay, I could see how your deck would have a good matchup against Frog OTK because that deck plays like a bunch of Threatening Roars and Teva. So it's really hard to attack against it. But like who cares? Like I don't know, being like, oh, I lost, but like I should have been playing like this deck that hard counters your deck is just kind of like a nothing sandwich to me. Like, okay, like, yeah, when I lose the GBs, I wish I was playing Hero Beat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what, okay, what are we talking about? Let's see how we're doing on time. Oh, I can put the time on the screen too. Let me see. All right, there's 17 minutes left. I need that updated tier list. I'm so curious about what deck he will place after Twilight Sworn. I mean, I don't think it's gonna matter that much. Like the format is not that much different from like whatever my last tier list was, right? Okay, so Shin is playing the big win, and Pina, which is the match we happen to be watching right now, there's 4 bird decks now. Yeah, I mean, Nitro Value, I'm pretty sure Nitro Value existed when I did my last tier list because RBT Chicago, the event that it premiered at, was already a deck then. And I'm sure I've done a tier list since then. Because that was September 2025. Nitro Value is Value Turbo, not including the Rykos, obviously. That's what the Nitro stands for. Actually, I think because I'm on this website, I actually can show an example of a Nitro Value deck list. So this is like, here's an example of a Nitro Value deck list. So it's just a Value Turbo deck that does not play like Rykos and Hamsters. It's all face up. Like it's just all face up. This is pretty much what it looks like. Whether it's better or worse than regular Value Turbo, I am not personally sure. There's no top cut tonight. There's just going to be standings after 5 rounds of Swiss. Top 4 get prizing. Yeah, it's 5 rounds. $25 players. Oh my god. Salvage. You know, it could be worse. It could be Pot Avarice. I feel like this shit is over now. That boy Drizzy does have a Gardner to, you know, be slightly annoying. Oh, this is actually Guardian Cat, isn't it? I didn't even notice. What game are they in? Is this game 2? Oh, they're in game 3. I can't tell if Pina actually converted. Like, his deck looks very much still like it is Frog OTK, but featuring Raigeki Break. Oh god, what is this? Alright, let me refresh. That was That was wild. Ooh, that was a really good Caius. Oh no. I think he should be fine though. Isn't this like a flip-flop frog? Yeah, that's what I thought. If he has Gores, this is kind of crazy. I don't know if this deck even plays Gores because like he has the Kree and Black Garden in his deck. Like I would be really upset if he did drop Gores there, but like I've seen it all at this point. Torrential's in the graveyard. I don't think this is going to be real anyway. Yeah, that's definitely not real when you can't activate that card while you're at 3600 against a Death Frog, which will kill you. Yeah, once you see Torrential in the graveyard, it's just kind of like a wrap. That's going to be it. All right. All right, Pina wins with Frog OTK round 1. Or is this Dream Frogs? It actually just could be Dream Frogs. Okay, yeah, so once he reports, that is the end of round 1. Nice. But yeah, the next event is not for another couple weeks, thank God, because I have been living out of a suitcase for the last, it feels like a month. Like, I feel like I've been living out of a suitcase for a month, and I'm just glad to be sleeping in my own bed, not having to pull clothes and stuff out of a suitcase. It's nice. All right, round 2, here we go. I'm gonna set a timer. Oh. Round 2, and then I need to reset the countdown. Nope. Oh, I do need to do this. So scripts. All right, there we go. All right, so who do we want to watch round 2? Edison Club Tie is playing against Poppy Churro. That's a good one. Kinda want to watch that. Playing Hero Frogs, do you play Nagores with Absolute Zero? I hate losing my 0 for free, basically. I do whatever the correct thing to do at the time is. There's no rule of with Hero Frogs do you play into Absolute Zero. That is not like a thing. That doesn't follow like any logic for me. If it makes sense to play Nagores, I'll play Nagores. If it doesn't make sense to play Nagores, then I won't play Nagores. Oh, Sai had a bye. I was like, what's happening here? Sai is playing against Carpath. What the fuck is going on in here? Alright, let me get out of there. Give them their privacy there. They might be recording. Just watch this. Tai versus Papichurro. Also, how do people feel about the Spy Diva Hero deck? I actually really like that deck. I've seen it, you know, many times now. Mainly the same guy though, like ShamWow. Here's the deck list. But I've seen this deck like many times, and it just does well when people play it. Like, not many people play this at all, but like Televisual plays this deck and ShamWow plays this deck, and they both just over the course of like Edison's lifespan have done well. Like for at least the last 2 years, I can say that they've done well with this version of Diva Hero. I just like that this is another starter. It also combos really well with Diva. It pressures you with Descendant. It's good fodder for Caius. Yeah, it just does a lot. It's weird. You would not think that Spy would be so good in a format that has like Raikou, which is definitively better, but Spy actually holds its own weight in this format. Like walling off like Shora, Bora, Sirocco, like all of that shit. It's pretty nice. I appreciate you showcasing different players this weekend, like Sasha Egger. Yeah, we showcased, I mean, there was over 200 people playing, so we showcased a lot of different people, which is always going to be the case. Like, there's no way not to do that. Like, we got Kevin Wu on stream for the first time. Yeah, we had a lot of different people. Corey Brogan, who we had ShamWow. That was his first time on my channel. Well, at least on my live stream in real life. He was featured in the World's Top 8 2024. But I don't even know if I covered his match. Are there any hat enjoyers in the chat right now? I'm just curious because the hat event was won by Hat, and like I don't know what is currently considered the best deck in Hat format, but like is Hat actually considered the best deck in Hat? Like it won the tournament and like pretty definitively at the end there too. So I'm just wondering if like if is Hat the best deck in Hat? Like it's kind of funny. This is a rare sighting of Ty playing Blackwings. I'm a malicious hater. I too am a malicious hater. I'm not a fan of Destiny Hero Malicious, but if you have to play Malicious, the best deck for it is just gonna be Diva Hero. Future Fusion Diva is so fucking strong. It sets up, first of all, it sets up all of your engines, right? It sets up like the hero side, the water side, and now all your Miracle Fusions are broken. You also can make Stardust turn 1, which makes the Miracle Fusions even that much more insane. Like Zero's now protected from bullshit. Oscar won windups with windup. Hat won hat. I mean, these formats, you know, they're typically named like correctly. Goats is one of the ones that I think is really just far off base right now because Goats has evolved so much to where like Goat control is just factually not the best deck in Goat format. But I think like the other formats, I think like they're still just very much the name of the deck that the format is called, like Dragon Ruler, for example. I don't think that there's a deck better than Dragon Rulers in Dragon Ruler format. What's my opinion on Dark Hero Frog? I think that it is inferior to just standard Hero Frogs. I think that it is trying to do too much. And it's unnecessary to do those things that it's trying to do, like Return and Malicious and Plague Sweater Zombie and Greffer. I think that those cards, first of all, I cannot get behind Malicious and Hero Frogs. I hate it. That deck, at the very least, that deck plays Grepher and Plague to kind of fix the malicious problem, but I still don't like it. Like, cause then I'm forced to draw those cards, like, together. I think Hero Frogs is just a perfectly fine deck without, putting, like, Grepher, Plague, Malicious in it. But, like, it's fun. Like, I'm sure it's fun to, like, be able to make level 8s consistently or whatnot. I just don't think it's optimal. Dark Frog OTK? I don't know if the dark monsters contribute to the OTK at all. Like, I'm trying to think about the dark monsters, but yeah, we don't have anything to really contribute to that. If we had Gen X Undying though, we could search controller and play Allure like the old days. What build is Poppy Churro playing? He chose quick as fuck. Granted, it's 50-50, like what we're going to choose here, but he must have saw something. He saw something instantly. I was like, that, gone. Gone. I think water art is so fucking bad when you're not already in the lead, like right now. Like that water art didn't really do anything. This is kind of one of the problems with these modern Hero Fog decks is that like they're good when they're already in control or they go first, but when they're in situations like this, like facing down like aggression plus back row plus 9,000 life points, and you're like water art, it's like okay, like you're at 1400. Where did all the Amaryllis players go? I wanted to see that deck do more at events. Yeah, I don't know where Amaryllis players went, but that deck is factually just not very represented anymore in Edison. And I don't necessarily think that the Amaryllis players converted to Gigavice because those two decks are so fucking different. It's like saying, did all the Frog Monarch players convert to Frog of TK? And the answer is no. Like the people who play Gigavice are like Gigavice players, and they didn't necessarily come from the school of Amaryllis. I think Amaryllis just has some really fucking bad matchups, and people who played that deck probably are tired of losing to like GBs and Blackwings, because you're going to play against GBs and Blackwings in a tournament if you go far. You're going to play against Blackwings probably multiple times. What's up, Cave? Ooh, big heavy, not the little one. It's a bottomless and a torrential. Having bottomless and torrential set at the same time. I don't know about that one. There's 2 blizzards left. Sirocco also kills here. I'm trying to think about things that kill. So potentially like Shura plus Kalut would kill. Okay, this is Hero Frogs. Officially. And he has the Dandelion Spice in there. Okay. Ah, Whirlwind. That will also do it. That will also do it. Whirlwind plus a monster. And yeah, you are dead. Okay, very close game. I wonder if he didn't have both bottomless and torrential set, right? So his opponent still has the heavy storm to get that Caius down safely. Then on the next turn you can set the other one, and then if he tries to summon Alias, you can bottomless or torrential it, depending on which one you had set first. Because I do not think that there's a situation where you need to have bottomless torrential set against frogs. But I could be wrong. Tonight's tournament is $100 in cash. Oh no, why does this look like this? Okay, DB is DB glitched? Nope, that just looks like that. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I want to leave them to that. Okay, so my DB is just fucked. Got it. Like, it's just... Sai Yugioh. Like, Penguin Soldier Water Art. This guy, he loves his memes. Yeah. Fringe decks are fine, but you got to be ready for the 3 boogeymen of the format. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why frogs value Blackwings, like, win pretty much every event. Like, Vegas, the biggest Edison tournament so far since Nationals 2024. That tournament had, like, Hero Frogs winning. Then the next week, you have Value winning at Retro Reborn Detroit. Before that, you had like Frog Monarchs winning the LDS in California. You had Nitro Value winning the Retro Reborn in San Jose. You had Hero Frogs winning the LDS in January in Raleigh. You had Froggo TK winning the Edison Italia events. You had Blackwings winning the online event like the Format Library EWCQ 12. You have Blackwings winning the Peak of the Beak online tournament as well. So like this year, Blackwings, Frogs, and Vayu has any other deck won a major this year? And that's just like the standard Edison thing. This is the reason why I coined the whole phrase, the big 3, like years ago, because I noticed that it was just 3 decks winning 90+% of all tournaments. And every once in a while you'll get like, oh, hey, here's like a GB deck or something. It's crazy because most of these tournaments, like something else could have won in the finals. For example, Raleigh, the finals was Twilight versus Hero Frogs. Hero Frogs won. So that Twilight could have won that. ShamWow with Diva Hero with Spies, DHS, Diva Hero Spy. DHS could have won the finals of Retro Reborn Detroit. right? But he got DDB for 5. And then he dropped Gores in main phase 1. So, like, Diva Hero loses the finals of that tournament, and we could have had a Diva Hero win. Instead, we got another Value win. What's another one? San Jose was Nitro Value versus not Value Turbo, so that was always, but like Nitro Value winning was like, okay, that was the first time Nitro Value won was San Jose. LDS Vegas was Black Wings versus Hero Frog, so that one was always cursed to have a big 3 deck winning. No matter who won out of those 2 decks, it was always going to be a big 3. Yeah. Gigavice got 2nd place at Vienna, yeah. But then at the end of the day, I think like Value Turbo triumphed. It's funny because, yeah, there are different variants of birds and frogs. Like, there's Frog OTK, there's Hero Frogs, there's Frog Monarchs, and then there's Black Wings, there's Hybrid Black Wings, there's Value Turbo, and there's Nitro Value. But somehow, like, so at the end of the day, it's still just like birds and frogs winning like most things, and then like everything else has to just good luck. Book of the Moon. Oh, we did have zombies winning a tournament this year. Zabo. That's the one I forgot. I was like, I know there had to be at least one deck that wasn't birds or frogs that won an event this year, bro. I'm surprised no one in chat caught that. But yeah, the return of zombies after like 2 years of not winning an event finally won again in Edison. They had wins from the early days back before Edison got so streamlined. Oh shit, he's playing Hero Frogs with the Gemini Sparks, or did he side into that? Chaos Stun did not win a major this year. Froggo TK topped the biggest tournament this year so far, the LDS in Vegas. I think it got I think multiple Froggo TK decks topped that tournament actually. Let's see. How can I know TopDeck.gg. I gotta learn how to navigate that website better, but TopDeck.gg LDS Vegas. Ah, that was actually really easy. Okay. So, I don't know who is who, so I'm just gonna have to go through these decks until I find it. Sean McNabb. Nope. Not this one. Johnny Mai, I know plays Black Wings. Antonio Gonzalez. Okay, here is a Hero Frog OTK deck. He's playing Fishbrook Blasters, Future Fusion, Dandelion, you know, all that. Reckless Greed. This is Frog OTK, just featuring heroes. Basically a variant at that point. Ricky Ricketts Jr. is playing Nitro Value, it looks like. Kevin Gonzalez. Oh, Frog OTK. Yeah, there's 2 Frog OTK decks in the biggest tournament this year in Top Cut. I also topped LDS Raleigh day 1 and day 2 at the beginning of the year, so it's been topping. Also won a couple tournaments this year too, like quietly. Yeah, Frogs are having a hell of a year, but like what else is new? Like that, the deck is always like performing well every year since the last like 3 years, since 2023. Kind of wanted to see some of this Pina, but My boy Black Sanji. Who originally created Hero Frogs? That is Ronak. Zabo makes me feel like zombies are viable at a high level, but it's probably more of a Zabo just being a great player thing. Oh no, not double ready, are you? Oh no. HC19 also got top 4 at Retro Reborn San Jose with Frog TK. I don't know, all the frog decks, like every variant of frogs has been doing well. Like there's no like Hero Frogs and Froggle TK both have at least 2 wins this year at majors. I think Hero Frogs has just won the bigger tournaments like Raleigh and Vegas. Froggle TK won a like 256 person tournament in Italy this year and like another one. Very true, Graham Sandwich. Yeah, like Hero Frogs and Froggle TK have been very, very good this year, considering that they never have the representation that Birds do, but they have won multiple tournaments this year. Oh god, not me fucking blushing, Sanji. You should consider touching grass, Damage Step. If you're tired of anything, then I advise you to either change the format that you frequent or just touch grass. Don't let Yu-Gi-Oh! Numb your mind. No, you have options. You have a lot of options. Prison. DB Sucks says, I do not want to lose to GBs. Turn 1 Stratos is obviously very good. I didn't see what he searched. If he searched Alias, though, that's really good as well, because he can attack, he can get deep prison, he can just summon Alias. Ooh, Invades MST. Okay, stopping the Trap Dust Shoot is actually pretty good. You can always just play GBs. That is very true, Chase. You can always just become the hate you give. I didn't see any of the list that topped Vegas Day 2. I only focused on Day 1. Delta Crow? I don't know what Delta Crow is needed for, but I mean, if you think you're going to just play against GBs or something, maybe that could be a thing. No one will expect it, but I don't know if it's necessary. Seems like Blackwings win without having to ever play Delta Crow, like literally ever. Like, I feel like Blackwings has just performed so well without ever having to play that card. I play Redo, but it's basically solved. Is it though? Okay, so ignorantly, I do think that Redo format is actually Yugioh format in disguise. I don't think a lot of people realize how much better Yugioh is than every other deck, just because of the fact that you literally don't really have a side deck plan against it, but it can side deck against every deck really well. It has a massive advantage. It's not like Value in Edison format, where Value has an advantage of it's hard to side against Value, fact, in Edison. But the power level of Value is not far and above every other deck, so you often see decks that are not Value Turbo win, i.e. this year, where like decks that are not Value Turbo have won more than Value Turbo has won. But in Redo format, I feel like being able to side well against your opponent, specifically Floodgates, is so outrageously strong. Yeah, I do think Yugioh is better than Wind Up. I think that Wind Up loses to side deck cards, like really, like harder than Frogs lose to side deck cards in Edison. I think Wind Ups loses to side deck cards way harder in Redo format. Yeah, setting armor, like armor is so fucking hard to out for Wind Ups. And I know people see like the Wind Up do the flashy plays of like Magician Shark, but one, like that play itself has counterplay to it with hand traps, and then going second, like good luck getting it off. But yeah, I think that Yugioh is just better than Wind Ups in Redo format, and I would absolutely play Yugioh if I was taking that format seriously, like 100%. I think Yugioh and Wind-Ups in Redo format are the same story as Necros and BA in the Necros format. I actually think that Necros, during the time that BA had all the like floodgates, like Mistake and shit like that, like when Noah Green won Nationals in 2015, I think that BA was the best deck, and that everyone thought that Necros was the best deck. But if you were to go back and play that format over and over again, like the fact that BA, you could not floodgate BA the way you could floodgate Necros, and understanding that floodgates are just honestly kind of the most ignorant shit about Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, I'm not surprised that Noah Green won Nationals that year playing against all those Necros decks, because after game one, and even sometimes game one, but after game one, it's just really hard to deal with the fucking hate. And hate gets stronger as Yu-Gi-Oh goes on. So like Redo has better hate than like Edison, and then Hat has better hate than that, and it just keeps on like going. Whatever 2015 Nationals in Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know. I assume Jin was banned, but maybe it wasn't. Actually, I don't think Jin was banned. Yeah, every retro format ends up adding floodgates that people didn't play enough of during the time. Yeah, people have realized, because like, you know, modern Yu-Gi-Oh has taught us all that like, oh, floodgates are fucking ridiculous. They're broken, they're obnoxious. And if you go back to older formats, you're like, wait, these floodgates were around. Like, Rivalry and Gozen existed. We just didn't understand how much better they were than like everything else. Yeah, Edison has a lot of answers to floodgates. Floodgates are not as impactful in Edison format. And also Rivalry and Gozen don't have the proper rulings, which is a good thing. Edison having Rivalry and Gozen be not good cards is really a good thing. Like the fact that Blackwings can't just side Rivalry and goes in because they don't really do anything against the things that you want them to. For example, if I bring back Treeborn Frog, I can still tribute my Treeborn Frog for Caius if you flip up Rivalry or goes in match against me. But in formats after Edison, you cannot do that. Like if I bring back Treeborn Frog and you flip up Rivalry, I cannot tribute it for Caius. That is a huge fucking difference. Like, I think that I said this when Konami tried to switch the rules on us last year. I think that makes Edison playable. I think one of the reasons why I don't really prefer the other formats like Redo and Hat is because of like floodgates and things like that. There's other reasons too, but I really do not like. I mean, we saw it, right? I featured Hat round 1, Marcus Hayden versus I don't remember the other kid's name, but the kid was playing spellbooks and he activated Rivalry of the Warlords, and Marcus just could not play the game. Then he activated D-Fisher. After that, Rivalry went off the field and Marcus could not play the game again. And that was the extent of games 2 and 3. And like, unfortunately, that's just optimal for decks to do. Like, that's just optimal after game 1 to just be like, I'm siding in the proper floodgates against your deck. And that's the entire gameplay. Whereas when I play Frogs, right, people will flip up a Mask Restrict on me, but I literally have built-in answers to it. And not only that, but like the games go long enough where I can draw my answers. When Marcus didn't have an immediate out to Rivalry, I said he's going to just lose because he didn't immediately out it. Like, he didn't have MST at the exact time that it got activated. So he just lost. Because the games, they snowball faster. I think Redo and Hat are both snowball formats. That is a big... Oh, Sean McCabe. Thank you for subscribing. But yeah, so Redo and Hat are like snowball formats. And when you get flooded in those formats, if you don't out the floodgate very fast, i.e. the turn it's flipped basically, you just kind of like lose. People will have Consecrated Light in Edison against Blackwings, and Blackwings will get like 4 more draw phases. Yes, BS45 is the spellbook person. Yeah. Like games 2 and 3 of Hat were literally just watching like Floodgate Yu-Gi-Oh, which like Floodgate Yu-Gi-Oh is always going to be a bit unpleasant to see. I mean, people complaining about it in Modern, and that's why Konami did an entire ban list that was just like 7 floodgates, right? Like they did like Proto or Protoss or whatever that fucking thing was called, Dimensional Shifter. It's just like a ban list of just hitting floodgates, which is so insane that they had to do that. But like, I don't know why it took them this long to do it. They also like touched the barrier statues, which are floodgates. Yeah, like even Vanity's Fiend and Edison, like somebody Vanity's Fiends me. It's hard, weird to say. Somebody summons Vanity's Fiend against me in Edison, I don't die that turn. Like if I'm at 8,000 or whatever, like I'm gonna get several more draw phases before the game is over. So I get a lot of chances to out it. But like again, because Redo and Edison or Redo and Hat are faster and they're more like powerful formats, they have a lot more, the cards are way more powerful. They snowball just too quick. Like for example, set Rivalry to Warlords, right? And set Gear Armor. Go. You go Magician, Shark, or whatever, and I go Rivalry. Your fucking turn is over. You pass to me and I flip armor. You are about to lose the game. You are literally never coming back now. Hold up, I didn't know Tom Cruise plays Glider Beast. Yeah, that is Tom Cruise in the top right. You know, me and Jeff Jones actually had a conversation this past weekend on live stream about Absolute Zero, because I was asking him, since he won the biggest Edison tournament ever, I was like, do you recall Absolute Zero at all during SJC Edison 2010? Because I do not remember. I played in that tournament as well. I got 35th. I don't remember, or 34th, one of those two. If somebody can find the standings, I would love that, because I've been saying this for like years and I just don't know. Somebody has the standings for SJC Edison. Anyway, which would have been my first top. But Alas, I bubbled with gadgets, playing 45 card gadgets, like knife gadgets, I think they call it. To the point, I don't remember any Absolute Zeros being played at SJC Edison. I played all 12 rounds. Jeff Jones played 12 rounds plus 5 rounds of Top Cut or whatever it was. And like he also had a better handle on the format at the time. Oh shit, not Unifrog for fucking game, bro. Yo, when people say don't play Unifrog, Unifrog is God. Ah! Yo, Unifrog against Heraclito's Chariot, bro. That is actually fucking insane. No, but like I just don't remember. I don't remember Absolute Zero at all. And I know it had to be legal because we play it right now in Edison. And yeah. Yeah, hat format can be slower, but I still think that hat format snowballs really bad. Like I think that hat format is also a format where Yugioh is like really strong. It's one of the best decks for sure. Like undeniable, Yugioh is one of the best decks in hat format. And that shit snowballs like a motherfucker. Like it just snowballs. Okay, who else is playing? So Dom is playing right now, and that is literally it. Dom versus Chatham Chadlock. Okay, that's a name for you. Are they playing? No, he needs to report. We finished a while ago. All right, while we wait, I will put on some background, my background duel for a second. All right, in the essence of moving this tournament along, I am going to drop him because he hasn't reported and it's been a while, and then I'm going to give him a warning. If you do not report your loss, I'm going to give you a warning first, and then the second time it happens, you're going to be banned from playing in tournaments in my server. Just because it holds up the entire tournament when people do not report their loss. It's very obnoxious. Yeah. IMNerd, thank you for the sub. All right. So I dropped him, and now the next round should be up. It is. I'm going to create a timer. Round 3. Didn't get the chance to say hi. Fraser was on stream though. Hello. I didn't realize that was you when I was featuring round 1 versus Marcus Hayden. Okay. Yeah, I don't. So Zero came out of what, a magazine or something, or like a. I know it was a promo. I know you couldn't just like buy a pack and get Zero. It was like something special to get it. GX Manga 4, I think, came out early 2010. I want to see Machines win an Edison event. Machines won an Edison Major at YCS Ultimate Time Wizard at Lille, France, 2024, I think. Machines won that. It was actually Spore, Julian Weidman, if I'm not mistaken. I think Julian Weidman factually won an Ultimate Time Wizard with Machines. Like Machina Control specifically. Machina is definitely a deck that can get it done. Like, no question. I'm pretty sure... Is that the only time it's won? Let me see. So, here... Ultimate Time Wizard Edison, first place. He went 11-0. It was 208 players. 208 players. So yeah, an event that was basically a little bigger than the Retro Reborn tournament this past weekend. That got first place.
Dann springen wir auch direkt ins Deck.
And this is Spore, if people don't know, Julian Weidman, who often does play in my server. He's been featured on the channel, I think, at least once, maybe twice. Very good player. And yeah, he went undefeated, 11-0 with Machines. So that is a thing that has happened in Edison format. I am like a little Edison encyclopedia because obviously I love this format so fucking much. I am very like ingrained in it and everything. So I just remember like when decks win or what decks haven't won, like Hero Beat. Oh, Yi Cheng also won with Machina Control in 2025 at the beginning of the year. That also happened. Hey Fraser, I had to wait 5 minutes. Big fan of your content. My friends and I learned a lot. Unifrog Supremacy. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support, King. Thank you for waiting 5 minutes to be able to comment. Yeah, Spore is amazing at Yu-Gi-Oh! I actually genuinely like him, and he's really nice as a person, it seems. Like, every time I've seen him interacting or just interacted with him myself, he just comes off as a very pleasant guy. And I know that should be, like, the bare minimum, but in this community, sometimes, like, you interact with people and you're like, I don't know why this person is like this, but it is what it is. Yeah, Yi Cheng did win an incredible prize. I don't know anymore if that's the biggest prize though. I'm not sure. I forget what he won. Like I don't even remember. But I'm sure it was fantastic. Shout out to Yi Cheng. Yi Cheng was actually at the Retro Reborn event this past weekend. Spore is actually so goated. Also, I agree. Machina needs another win. Yeah, Machina has won every year. So Machina won in 2024, as we just saw. I think this was 2024. Let me double check. I hate when it says 1 year ago, because like, okay, September 30th, 2024. So Machina won in 2024. Machina won in 2025. Let me see if I can find that. I didn't realize how small this event was. 123 players. Southside Gaming last year. But Yu Chang won this tournament. So he got 3 ulti Caiuses, it looks like. I saw that. And he got a black... Oh, yes. The fucking Black Rose LDS mat or whatever it's called. That's a pretty good prize. That is actually a really good prize. You know, that's a really sick prize. I like that mat a lot. That's really dope. Oscar Flying C Chang out of the hat tournament. Yeah, Oscar got knife. I just found that out today because I was looking at this is Vegas. I have so many fucking things open right now, chat. What was I looking at? I was looking at this. What did Oscar play? Let's see. Let's look at his deck list. Oscar plays Sylvans. Oscar plays. It would have been really cool to see him top with Sylvans because when I tell you I do not like this deck at all, but I like seeing it play, but I don't think it's very good. But I love the gameplay of it. It looks fucking wild when this deck is like playing the game. The problem is that it tends to not play the game often. So also, okay guys, remember what I was saying about Floodgates and Hat and how that's a problem for me? Like I just really do not like it. Look at this side deck, bro. like Floodgate, 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 Floodgate. And like so 3, 6, 9, 10, like, yeah, just a lot of like Floodgate Yu-Gi-Oh is a big part of Hat, and I am not a fan of that. Like, goddamn. Hector played Mermail, I believe. Yeah, Mermail's the deck that, you know, he plays Emptiness. We actually saw Emptiness get flipped in top 4 for game 1. Like, the opponent didn't get to play. They just, like, got fucking immediately Mega Big Board, Abyss Gaios, plus 2 other guys, like Engineer, and then something else. And then it was like, activate Vanity's Emptiness on your first interaction, and you just immediately lose the game. I've tried just about every Edison variant of Frogs. OTK, Hero, Dream, Monarch, Diva. Surprisingly, I had the best success with a weird homebrewed amalgam of Quick Draw Frog Monarchs. We actually saw someone try to play Quick Draw Frogs round 1 of Edison, and they got destroyed by Kevin Wu. Because I think they got like Icarus attacked. I don't know if they got DDV, but that would have been really bad for them too. I think they got Icarus attacked really bad, and they got Royal Oppression really bad. Yeah, Machina Control does lose to good frog players. That is a fact. Which one of your sub-only videos do you recommend us to watch to expand our game? I think watching all of the content is good to expand your game. You will probably learn something in every video, and depending on what deck you play, you can watch videos that are just specifically that deck. But I feature every single deck in the format on this channel, and at this point, multiple times probably. I think I cited 4 Floodgates this weekend. Yeah, it is normal in Hat to either play a combo deck that floodgates people like this, so he's like floodgating people with Innies, and he's siding like Lightmares to floodgate people as well, or you just like flat out side deck a bunch of floodgates, and that's like the thing. Yeah, Hat seems to be a deck that doesn't need to play the floodgates, like the actual deck Hat. which is what we're looking at here. Hat also won the tournament. Max Reynolds played Yugioh. Yugioh sides Anti-Spell Fragrance. It sides D-Fisher. It sides Different Dimension Ground. This is also obnoxious in Max C. But yeah, just, you know, let me just flood you out real quick. Amir was playing Ravine Rulers, which main decks triple skill drain, side decks Rivalry of the Warlords. And like, again, my issue with Floodgates in formats that are later is that the formats are stronger, they're faster in terms of like the power level. Not necessarily how fast the games end, because we saw the games can take a long time. But like, I think your comeback potential is lower. My favorite Ghoul of the weekend was the Machina Dragon deck for sure. That's not even up for debate. That Machina Dragon deck was just so fucking cool. I can't wait to like play around with it. Where's that guy at? Patrick, I think is his name. This deck got top 8. He lost to the Hero Frog player, which I kind of predicted because Hero Frog just beats Machina and Dragons, and he's playing both together. You get like, he didn't gain any advantages by combining these decks against Frogs. He gained advantages against like Blackwings and Value because the Machina engine is good against Blackwings and Value. But he did not gain any advantages against Frogs. He just combined 2 decks that are weak to Frogs, and he ran into a Frog player who was also a good Frog player, and yeah, just got beat. But this deck is nice. I think this deck can also be improved upon. Like, there are some things that you could definitely do to make this better, but I like it. Engine versus engine gameplay is much more entertaining. I agree with that. I do like engine versus engine gameplay without like Rivalry of the Warlords, D-Fisher and shit like that, just deciding games or whatnot. It's all about what you like though. Like, some people really like, you know, Maxi and like Snowball Yu-Gi-Oh! That is like the thing that they enjoy. Like somebody going activate Wind Up Factory, summon Wind Up Rabbit, activate Wind Up Rabbit effect, search, go. Next turn, you do whatever you do, and then they go draw, bring back Wind Up Rabbit, activate it again. Now they got Magician and Shark, and they just start fucking snowballing on you. Some people like that. I personally do not. So the reason why I don't like Whirlwind. But you have more chances against Whirlwind than you do against fucking like Wind-Ups doing, like going first and doing their thing. Like I win more games. I can win more games against Blackwings opening up like Whirlwind, Shora, Bora, Kalut than I can win against Wind-Ups opening Wind Up Factory, which is at 3. And Wind Up Rabbit, or God forbid, Magician Shark or anything like that. Like, that's just... Both players being able to play the game is how the game should be, to be honest. It's a player's ability to pivot when interacting with that's cool to watch them navigate. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game that floodgates are just very, very fucking strong. And people didn't know at the time that these formats happened, just how strong floodgates were, but then as time progresses, people realized it, and then when they go back and play old formats, they implement those floodgates. And yeah, then you're left with like, oh, you play against this deck, just rivalry or goes in them to death. That's like a lot of the problem is rivalry and goes in. Obviously you got your D-Fish or your Macrocosmos and shit like that, but like rivalry and goes in are doing so much of the heavy lifting. Like Light Imprisoning Mirror, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, like sure. I also think that Dark Worlds deserve to get like Shadow Mirrored and stuff like that, because fuck that deck. But like Hat has like triple skill drain, which the deck that plays it I love. I love the Dragon Ruler deck. That's the deck that I would play just because I like it. Not because I think it's necessarily better than the other decks or anything, but like I really just enjoy I enjoy like the Dragon Ruler's soul charge deck. Rivalry is from Magician's Force 2004. Jesus. I think Dragons, I say this every year. I say this every couple months. I say it every tier list. I think Dragons as a deck, not Dragon Turbo. I think Dragons as a deck is very slept on. I think like the Red Med engine, like Future Fusion, Red Med, Red Eyes Wyvern, like that, like Drago, Debris Dragon, like all of those cards and stuff like that. I think that that engine is just very, very, very slept on Edison. And it's so weird to me that people still don't really play it. Like every once in a while, you'll just get like somebody doing really fucking well with a random dragon deck. Like DEI Dragons last year were undefeated at Providence, like Ado and Swiss. And then like the Machina Dragon guy that just got top 8 at Retro Reborn. You know, like you'll see that and people will completely disregard the fact that like, yo, Dragon's just kind of 3-0'd value on stream. Like the Dragon deck straight up 3-0'd value turbo. Like, and it was... The guy who he 3-0'd was playing Sizzle's exact list. Like, it wasn't even a card different. I'm pretty sure when I looked at it. Let's see if I can find this. Day 1 Edison. Jordan, here we go. I'm like pretty sure this is the Sizzle 41. Like this, like double DDV, double D Prison, double Bottomless, like the Charge, the Chaos Sorcerer. This is the Sizzle 41. I even think that this is like this. Probably the same side deck, but I know for a fact that this main deck is like card for card, and we watched him get 3-0'd by Dragons. And like people will just see that happen and not do anything about it. Like they won't investigate that at all. They'll just like go on with their lives. So if the main problem, Ice Queen, is frogs, I think that Dragons, and I'm surprised this hasn't happened yet, but like the Dragon players need to put everything into solving the frog matchup, or like making the frog matchup bearable. Like I cannot be convinced that there are no options to make the frog matchup bearable. I know it's a bad matchup because every time I've played against the Dragon player, I've beaten them. And it didn't feel particularly hard to do either. But like, outside of raw opening Future Fusion every game, there has to be something that can be done. I'm also just a sucker for Prime Material Dragon. Like, I like that card a lot. It's like Stardust at home. Sometimes it's better than Stardust. Yeah, Prime Material, just like attack over Absolute Zero. Well, Red Med attack over Absolute Zero. Prime Material negate. It's not, and yeah, Red Med is broken as fuck, but also like Drago is broken. That's the problem. Dragons do not have an engine out to dupe block. They have to draw like non-engine. Or maybe they do have an out that we don't know about. Like, I haven't looked through all the Dragon cards. I think dragons are better than Machina. Why not both? Why not both? You could just play both. You don't have to choose. Also, this guy was running 41 cards. You don't have to choose. You could just play Machina and dragons. I also love the fact that this guy is only playing 2 red meds, and that shit just worked out for him. Like, I don't know, like maybe change the Regeki break to like Karma Cut or something, and like maybe do what the DEI dragon player did and just like made, I think he made multiple Karma Cuts perhaps. Is the link for that good dragon? All of this stuff can be found on the Retro Reborn like website. Is there a way to make Debris Dragon, Debris Dandy consistent without the Raikos? I don't think there's anything. What's wrong with playing like the DI Dragon deck that plays Raiko, Hamster, Debris Dragon, Dandelion? Like I think that is fine. Because I do like that can just Black Rose. Oh, I have a ruling call. So, Colin, thank you for the sub. You know, I really haven't paid attention to how many subscribers we have lately. Like when we passed 10,000 this year, I kind of just haven't been paying attention. But we're at 11,400 subscribers, so thank you guys also for that. On the road to 12,000, I suppose. All right, I gave my ruling. Now, I'm also very shook that dragons don't see more play. Red Med is just bonkers. Red Med is fucking crazy. Red Med is Snowball Yu-Gi-Oh on crack. Like you have a turn to deal with that monster, otherwise it just proliferates. It just becomes a bigger problem. Yeah, but like, okay, so yes, DDV hurts the Hamster Raiko engine, but that has not stopped Hamster Raiko decks from winning the bulk of Edison tournaments. So I don't think that that's a good enough excuse to like not play like Hamster Raiko with the Debris Dragon. Like, because I don't even know how many DDV targets are even in the DEI Dragon deck. Probably not so many that you can't get away with playing the deck, is what I think. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna like pull up the DI Dragon deck and just see how many DDV targets are. Also, it doesn't stop like Hero Frogs, which plays probably like 15 plus. from winning tournaments. Like I just feel like, I don't know, I think it's a little blown out of proportion sometimes that DDV, like we focus on DDV like a little too hard when it comes to deck building. Okay, I found the DEI Dragon deck from a Teach Me How to Cook video from 10 months ago. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this deck plays 12 DDV, like cards that can get DDV, but 2 of them are Dandelion, which I don't really think, and one of them is Plague Spreader, but like sure. 2 of them are Dandelion. You can kind of say it plays like 10 cards that get DDV'd, because like Dandelion getting DDV'd is not even that bad. You can actually use those tokens to like tribute for Caius next turn, or tribute for Red Met next turn, or Prime Material, whatever. You could also, yeah. It's not so much of a problem that you can't play 12 monsters that get DDV'd. And like, I just think that this list is good and no one really plays it. Like, it felt really good when I was playing it with him on the ladder in this video. I played it again after that and it felt good. I played against him randomly on a recent Teach Me How to Cook and he cooked us when we were playing. I think we were playing Diva Hero. We just got fucking scraped. Like, I think 12 monsters that get DDV'd in your entire deck is, like, fine. Especially when 3 of them are, like, 2 Dandelions, 1 Plague Spreader. What do you think about Spellcaster and Fairy decks? I don't think about them. I'm kind of a guy that you just gotta show me, like, you gotta make me a believer, and nothing in this format right now makes me believe in Spellcasters or Fairies. Like, nothing I've seen in the past, like, 3 years would make me think that, like, those decks are particularly good. Like, probably somewhere in tier 2. You want to talk about a deck that DDV actually does affect. Fairies are very affected by DDV. So much so that people have sided Machina just to counteract like how vicious DDV is against fairies. Oh no. What is this? Big breaker, not the little one. Chariot? Of course. Breaker. Breaker is fucking insane. Purge of Ascent and my Bazoo Fairies for Mastering Disasters. Is that a deck you try? I do not know. You could send it. I think the best thing you could ever do is just send it. What did I say? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take? We have an inbox full of deck lists, and I choose them on a whim. So, if I'm just feeling it that day, then I might play it. No guarantees, obviously. Shoot or shoot, baby. That's true. Like, I'm telling you, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I see decks that are like unhinged and kind of kooky and crazy in the inbox all the time, and I laugh, and then I think like I'm gonna play this one day. Like one day on the channel we will play this, and we have played a lot of random shit. Somebody submitted a Frog FTK deck that uses Exodia, and the only problem is I wish he included how to draw Exodia with this, because I don't know. So like I would probably play this, but I genuinely don't even know how to do it. Let me just ask him. I'm just gonna respond to the email. Do you have replays of how this works? Because like I've never seen Frog FTK featuring Exodia in my life. Nor do I know how to play that to get the Exodia off, but that would be so good. That would be like so cool. We gotta get Kenny addicted to milling wolf and dropping JD. Yeah, Kenny was a Lightsworn player when I met him. Yeah, I mean, send deck submissions to IMNerdpodcast@gmail.com, and we may play it on the channel. I will say right now we have a lot of decks that topped recently that we have to get through, so like it's going to be a little while, but like the Mach and the Dragon deck, I'm for sure doing that one soon because I think that deck is really fucking cool. Like this deck will be featured on the channel very soon. I would also love to get the guy to come on the channel for teaching me how to cook, but I don't know his socials or whatever. Who won? Never mind. Hero Frogs beating GB. Surprise, surprise. Oh wait, this is just frogs. Sorry. Surprise, surprise. Every once in a while, the frog players are allowed to rejoice when we triumph over a GB deck. Oh look, it's happening again. GBs versus Hero Frog. This time the frog player is definitively on the back foot. Both Treeborns are banished. There are no heroes in the grave. He's playing Gemini Sparks, which is supposed to be good against GBs and all that, but the jury's still out. People stopped telling me GG after I mained frogs. That's just the online people, bro. The online Yu-Gi-Oh players are just so hard up. Like in person, people say GG. My locals also hates frogs. Oh no. Oh no, not what happened? Poppy Churro, somebody upset him. What's going on behind the scenes? Can we just play, guys, can we just play like Yu-Gi-Oh? This is a $100 tournament on a random Tuesday night. Prizing goes out the top 4. I just want everybody to have a good time and chill. Poppy Churro, did I see you in Detroit? Were you there? Am I crazy? So there's two people that I get confused. There's like Poppy Churro and there's Churro Nation. And I don't know who's who. All right. Churro Nation was there. Okay. Chase, how the hell do you know? You weren't even there. Churro Nation is the homie. Yeah. Okay. Churro Nation is like the tall black light skin guy, right? I saw him at Detroit, and in my head, the only thing I kept thinking of was, I don't know if that's Poppy Churro or Churro Nation. I literally kept thinking in my head, like, I don't know which one it is, and I'm gonna be so embarrassed if I say the wrong one. So I just didn't say anything. I was just like, it's too awkward now. I was like, I'm just not gonna say anything. Churro Nation is the homie. He beat Sanji in round 7, but then lost his win in. Oh, that fucking sucks. He was in one of my Winamat pods and won. He served our country. Oh, like he's in the military? I didn't know that. He's the guy Kevin was glazing in Raleigh for being a veteran. See, I don't really remember. Raleigh was so long ago now. Oh, I'll think him for a service, all right. Yu-Gi-Oh beef is always so funny to me. Because I'm not above it. Okay? I am not above it. Is Brandon also a vet? That honestly, I kind of can, I could feel that. Churro Nation looks like he was in the military. I'll give, like, he currently looks like he was in the military. So if that is true, like, it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, Trenton is also a vet. Oh wait, I just noticed this is not tournament. I'm waiting on Berserker and Neapolitan. Okay, nobody with those names. Interesting. All right, we're waiting on whoever the fuck is these last two players. His power went out? Oh no. Well, that's unfortunate. Damn. Okay. So I'll remove him from the tournament. All right, round 4. We are almost done tonight. 2 more rounds, this one and the next. / set timer 0 minutes. Restart my countdown. All right. I need to make like a video talking about Hero Frogs, and I'm trying to think about when I want to do that. Tomorrow? Tomorrow's probably a perfect day. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video tomorrow. It's just gonna be me talking. Like, we'll see how that video does. But I have so much to say. Who's undefeated? So, Dom, Baku Brody, Pina, and Anfik. So, Pina versus Dom. I will watch that. I will watch that and I will like it. Let's get this party started. Zeta cannot compete with frogs. Also, there's like 10 frog players tonight. Yeah, the frogs are out here in this locals. Can't wait for the teaching me how to literally cook. The next time there's an event in Raleigh, or I guess in North Carolina, period, I'll try to make it out a full day early, like get there Friday morning, and then if Black Sanji wants to literally teach me how to cook, I will record it and we can make an actual video. Like I would love that. I'm salivating at the thought of it because his mac and cheese looks fucking insane. Also another North Carolina guy that I absolutely love. Sanji, are you a vet? Are you also a vet? Like, were you in the military? Let me get the prize breakdown for tonight too. I just realized I need to put it into the spreadsheet. So we're giving prizing to top 4. Okay, so first is going to be $45, second will be $25, and third and fourth will be $15 each. It'll be based on standings after these 5 rounds are concluded. So at worst, if you make top 4, you get $15. If you get second, you get $25, and if you happen to win the whole thing by going undefeated, you get $45. Served 10 years in the Army, damn. 10 years. Well, thank you for your service, King. Unifrog calling out the reckless greed. That is actually really good for Dominique. If he doesn't die right now, and he probably will not, because oh no, just 1 water art. But yeah, water art. Oh wait, yeah, double water art. There's 1 in the graveyard. Yeah, water art is just really, really strong to prevent yourself from dying. Like, if his hand is so cracked that taking a card out of it right now doesn't prevent you from dying, then like... Okay, he's going to take the Marais Greed. I just had to do that in the most recent episode of Mastering Disaster. I had to take the fucking Marais Greed because I didn't want to risk my opponent killing me. Drawing 3 cards is far too many. I don't think there's anything okay about drawing 3 cards. Maybe Glad Beast when they play Respite. But Marais Greed, Frogs drawing 3 cards, it's like, oh no. The Ryza 2? So even when he gets a draw phase, he's drawing a frog. Oh no, he's not. He has swap. LOL JK lies. LOL JK lies. Okay, well, I think he gets a draw phase soon.
Another one.
Another Monarch. Everyone's got to have a character flaw, and Sanji's is being a GB player. Yeah. My character flaw is being an asshole. Sanji's is definitely being a G. Sanji is basically perfect except that he loves GBs. Like, he just loves GBs. I don't know why. I don't know how it happened. I know how it happened. It's fucking Chase and Johnson boss down in North Carolina who's influenced my guy to somehow be a GB player, and he's had success with it this year. He actually was the only person to top Retro Reborn, San Jose with GBs. He got top 4. He actually eliminated Marcus Hayden. It's a side effect of the swamps. So we gotta drain the swamp. It's surprising that Sasha Egger doesn't also fuck with the GBs. Even though, didn't Sasha get second at like RBT rulers last year with GBs? So even he is like guilty. Like everybody in North Carolina just fucking gravitates towards GBs for some reason. It's actually quite the phenomenon down there. I think I pretty much like everybody in North Carolina except the fact that you like, I like you guys except the fact that you all play GBs. Like, oh no. Substitute Tribute Dandelion. GB Country, but Hero Frogs won the main event. Until next time, Raleigh. Ty, you don't play GBs? Dom's moved on from the 44 card value swarm pot. Dom frequently switches his deck between like frogs and value swarm. Like he plays frogs every once in a while, like hero frogs specifically, usually. I don't know what this build is. Also, ProStorm, did you make Corey Brogan's deck or did you just like help him with the deck? He mentioned you, I believe, on stream after he won one of his games. But I don't know if he said like you gave him the list or if like you just helped him or something like that. Because I see what the list is trying to do. It's basically like Frog Monarchs. I definitely don't agree with some of the choices. We discussed some ideas about a month back. Yeah, I know you're a phenomenal deck builder. I definitely have some issues with the list. Oh, there's no way ProStorm would give a list of 41 plus Upstart. I didn't even know that it was 41 cards. So there's that. Let me actually pull that list up now. So it is Frog Monarchs featuring a hero package is basically how I would like classify this, because it plays 3 heroes plus Rhoda and Ecall, so 5 total kinda, but like not really, because if anything happens, my problem is if anything happens to these heroes, Miracle Futures become really hard to use, aka people start bottomlessing your Stratos, people start deprisoning your Stratos, you get DD Crowed. It makes this deck, DD Crow is really good against this version of frogs. DD Crow, to be clear, is supposed to be bad versus hero frogs. That is like one of the benefits of playing hero frogs. This build, DD Crow is actually really good against for 2 reasons. One, this build is really contingent on Treeborn Frog. We saw it. It means 3 econs. So if Treeborn Frog is not seen, or if Treeborn Frog is banished, or Treeborn Frog gets pulling the rug because Swap Frog, this deck falls apart because it is playing so many cards, like 8 Monarchs and 3 econs, that all need Treeborn Frog to function. To be clear, you will open Treeborn access 80% of the time. That means 1 out of 5 games, you will not see Treeborn Frog in your opening hand, and I think that this deck really needs to see Treeborn in its opening hand as much as possible. Surprisingly, it doesn't play 1-for-1. So I have a lot to say about this, and I'm going to make a separate video, not just about this list, but also about the list that won Vegas. And just about the state of hero frogs. I just want to have a conversation about a lot of what's going on and how I feel about it, but I think you guys can already get the vibe of like where I am. Yeah, Upstart is fine. Like Upstart is fine. I don't like the fact that a lot of times people play Upstart that they have to cut utility from the deck, but like Upstart is fine. But like frog decks that have a higher utility, like you know, Unifrog and Junk Synchron and 1-for-1, overall have been more successful throughout the format in both tops and wins. And people who have been trying to play Upstart, which has been going on for a long time, see success every once in a while. But like typically you're seeing the utility of the frog deck do well more often than not. Because Upstart does have real implications. Like in these tournaments in real life, they're timed, and they're like different time rules too. So there's, you know, end of phase, and then there's also the 0, 1, 2, 3. Obviously, Upstart is pretty bad in the phase. Like, in the phase is really scary to be playing Upstart because you pretty much have to side it out if you get close to time. So that's unfortunate. And I don't think frogs go into time that much, but I think in the frog mirror match, you go into time a lot more often. Like, frog mirror matches can take a while. I know the econs look kind of poor in some of the stream games, but I'm still a big believer in this card. It's higher ceiling, lower floor than prison. Yeah, I just don't like my biggest problem with econ, and this is the reason why I pretty much moved away from playing. I used to play triple econ. If you remember my original list for Hero Frogs, I played triple econ, I think. Or maybe I should do this by player. So this is like one of my first ever lists for Hero Frogs, and I played triple econ back then, and it was obviously good enough to get their place in this tournament. This tournament was like 117 people or 100 and something people. But like over time, I realized that I kept siding them out because it gets worse and worse after game one when people put in DD Crow and Kaiku and shit like that. Back then they didn't even play Kaiku, but now people know about Kaiku. So like, and then Karma Cut is also a card. Like, it just gets worse. Like, this card gets so much worse after game one, and I hate maining a card that I have to side out basically every time. I also hate the card that needs Treeborn to play. Like, playing 3 of this puts so much more stress on Treeborn Frog. So I think econ is broken when it works, but then I also think that like it contributes to your, like, this has to contribute to your bad hands. It has to. Like, I think even just replacing one enemy controller, like just taking out one enemy controller for 1-for-1 would do amazing. This is also the days before I realized like how good Unifrog was. So I do think that like, so when I was a novice frog, like Hero Frog player, I didn't think Unifrog was good because I just didn't understand frogs or the game that well. And then when I did, I was like, oh, this card's fucking ignorant. Like, this card's insane. Like, when I realized what it was doing to the game, like, it pressures the opponent. It also allows you to drop your monarchs and absolute zeros without them getting bottomless trap hold, because that is a common occurrence that I like it to not happen. It also stops them from getting deep prison, because Unifrog is going to get deep prison before they do. Yeah, I just don't know, like, Econ definitely isn't a bad card, and I don't think we could ever say it's a bad card. It's brain control, basically, but like with extra steps. But those extra steps do matter in context. Yeah, he got like backdoor OTK twice, I guess. This matchup is really fucking bad for Frog. Like, any Frog deck going against Frog OTK, it is a bad time. He won, like, Dom won game 1. But those next 2 games are just like, it just catches up to you that they're playing Frog OTK. I do think if you're going to play 2 to 3 Owies in the main, you should be on Econs, because without Econ, the Owies brick too much. Yeah, there's a stress. I told Marcus this, like, Owie stress tests your Treeborn Frog. You're like stressing the shit out of Treeborn Frog, where you need to use Owie, but then you also need to use a Monarch. And you can't do both unless you have Econ. Like, Econ is the way where you can take their monster, you can still use their monster for things, and also bring back Treeborn Frog to use Owie. It's interesting though, because like at the end of the day, right, Corey Brogan with his list, he almost won the tournament, and he could have, I think if he just played better, he actually could have been the winner of Retro Reborn Detroit. Like, I think I didn't get to see his other 8 games in Swiss, but he got to top 4. in top 4, I got to watch that game. And if I were playing as him in top 4, I would have won that set against ShamWow. Like I would have beat ShamWow with the hands that he was given and the situations he was given. If I got the opportunity to play that exact situation, if I got that far, not assuming that I would, but if I were trading places with him in that moment, I think I could have won that set and at least been in the finals. And then I think the finals is like, if you're playing against Value with this list, I think this list can like absolutely destroy Value Turbo, because it is basically Frog Monarchs, and Value actually struggles with Frog Monarchs. Like I would not play Tragodia. Like I would cut this card. I think a second Battle Fader is better than this. I think a Threatening Roar is better than this. I hate this card. Is just not good to me. I think that like it gets, first of all, it gets DDV'd for no reason. It just gets DDV'd for no fucking reason at all. And I think because you have to take damage, it's worse against like GBs. It's worse against like Light Sworn and stuff like that. Like if they summon JD and they go summon JD, pay 1,000, attack you directly, you'd much rather have Battle Fader there, right? Because like, if you take 3,000 and you drop Tragodia and it's big, they're just like, pay 1,000 again, go. GBs, obviously, Secutor, attack. You'd rather have Battle Fader. In like most situations, I'd rather have Battle Fader. Same thing with like Sirocco, right? Sirocco summon, pump my guy really, really big, attack you directly for game through Gores, like Battle Fader. So, like DDV plus all the other reasons I just named, I think that Tragodia is just far worse than Battle Fader. And if you don't want to play a second Battle Fader because you're like, oh, it gets DDV'd as well, you can just play a Threatening Roar, like a Threatening Roar, I think is fine. Also, this list is also like, this list is screaming for like a copy of Soul Exchange. Like I think even just changing out maybe one econ for a Soul Exchange would have been fine, just so that if you don't draw Treeborn Frog, you have another way to play the game. This list is strong if you see Treeborn. That's essentially what I get from this, is if you see Treeborn with this list, it is really strong. But if you don't see Treeborn Frog, you know exactly what happens. We saw it on stream. And also games 2 and 3, I think that people banishing your Treeborn Frog or banishing your heroes is like lights out. This build makes pulling the rug so much better than it's supposed to be. Like we saw him draw Swap Frog and summon it against ShamWow, and ShamWow just used pulling the rug, and that was it. Like that was literally it. He got pulling the rug and that was game. And I think that is like, because this list is so contingent on Treeborn Frog, that just ends your run. Now the good thing is that he caught people by surprise. So people didn't know that he wasn't playing defense, like real defense. Like his traps are not, like no Regeki Break, no Mirror Force, no Torrential. No one's going to know that when they're playing against him. So they're going to play around those cards if he ever sets a back row. Not that he really sets a back row often now. So honestly, yeah, the way his list plays is like, it, you know, you attack him and he econs you back and shit like that. I even think econ and Battle Fader go together better than Tragodia. Like I think Tragodia is just like wishful thinking. Like, I don't think his list is bad. I want to be clear about that. I don't think the list is bad, but I do think that I think it adds weaknesses to Hero Frogs that the Hero Frog deck is not supposed to have. Like I said, Hero Frogs is not supposed to be so weak to DD Crow. And I genuinely think that list is fully weak to DD Crow. Like, actually, I think that list is also very weak to fucking Dyna, because it doesn't play Alias anywhere. And it's also weak to Kaiku. Is like way weaker to all of the hate that people put in against frogs. Like even Mask of Restrict, if you look at this list, even Mask of Restrict is actually really good against this list of Hero Frogs. Like Mask of Restrict shuts this shit down. Normally people flip Mask of Restrict on me, I kind of don't even fret. I have like Junk Synchron, I have Unifrog, I have Beatdown with Stratos Alias and stuff like that. I also have Triple Regeki Break and Dust Ritos. But like this list, like, fortunately, most people are not playing Mask Restrict, so he capitalized on that. But I could see this deck just having more weaknesses than just a regular Hero Frog deck piloted by a really good player. I think can just get the job done a little bit easier. But again, he could have got the job. He could have been in the finals, honestly. That game 3, or did he make it to game 3? I don't remember. Whatever game it was where he like AoE tributed his dupe frog when his opponent didn't have an out to it and he knew that. I think that game was 100% winnable. That was game 1, actually. Yeah. I'm like so focused on ranting right now that I am failing to find a match. I just think like this deck needs Treeborn access so bad. 1-for-1 should 100% be in this list. You mean to tell me you found room for 41 cards and triple Upstart Goblin, but no 1-for-1? Like I find that Tragodia, okay, Tragodia for 1-for-1, your deck is instantly way better. Like instantly your deck is like that much more consistent, that much more viable with the water arts, that much more viable with enemy controllers, like that much more viable with 8 monarchs. Like everything about it just goes up for just putting in 1-for-1. It's the 4th copy of Substitute. You could also search out Battle Fader and bounce it to your hand with Swap Frog. Like there's a lot of tricks. I've done all of these things because, as I said, this is like my first Hero Frog list ever. So I'm used to like 1-for-1, summon Battle Fader, summon Swap Frog, like bounce Battle Fader to my hand. I mean, any frog deck can top. It's not really a testament to anything other than the fact that frogs is broken as fuck. Like the reality is, and I say this a lot, you can't mess up a deck as powerful as Hero Frogs enough to make it where it can't top or win. It's just not possible. Hero Frogs is too fucking strong. Same thing with Value Turbo and same thing with Black Wings. Somebody topped and almost won a fucking tournament with Black Wings featuring 3 Deslakutas. That's just how powerful the big 3 are as an engine. Like the Blackwing engine, the Frog engine, and the Value engine, they're like, their game plan, their engines are so egregiously overpowered compared to the rest of the field that you can do almost anything to them. Like I'm not really impressed anymore now that I've been playing this format for years. I'm not really impressed when somebody changes up one of the big 3 decks and like does well with it. It's not a surprise. It's like you're still playing Treeborn Frog plus Monarchs plus Miracle Fusion. These are some of the best cards in the format. Like you're still playing Triple Substitute, the best card in the format. So I'm not surprised. You're still playing Deck Devastation Virus, the most problematic card in the format. Like it's hard to mess these decks up. You would have to like do something crazy, and like you playing Triple Econ is not going to be the thing that like, oh, this deck can't do well now. Like that's not going to be it. But like if you ask me if it's optimal, I don't think it's optimal. There are a lot of frogs in this tournament tonight, actually. I feel like almost every round I have been like almost conned into watching frogs. Excuse me. I need to blow my nose. Yeah, bro, I've been conned. Damn, it's 10 o'clock, and we only have one more round after this. That's pretty good. We stopped typing in Dutch. We used to be a society. Frasierism. Definitely some Frasierisms right there. For the stream, his hand is... It's only 3 cards. Two bottomless Prisma Compulse Chariot. Oh god. Yeah, these tournaments are a vibe. This one was 25 players, which is really good for a random Tuesday night local. I would love to have an in real life local be 25 players, honestly, bro. Like, we used to have them back in 2022. That shit was so fire. I used to go every Thursday to my local, and we would get like 25, 30 to 30 players every single week. And that, oh, it was so fun. And this is back before everyone was like try-harding with frogs and birds. Yeah, first year of Ultimate Time Wizard definitely was something. Where did I get those overframe monarchs? Japan? I got them in Japan. Yeah, my local stopped doing Edison just because the players stopped showing up to play Edison. Yeah, Homes used to be so fun on Thursday nights. Honestly, my favorite part of the week, and this is before I was an Edison content creator. This is 2022, so at this time I hadn't put out any Yu-Gi-Oh videos yet. But like, I absolutely fucking love Thursday nights. Not only because of Yu-Gi-Oh, but it was like I got to hang out with all my friends, and then we would go out to eat at like some shit restaurant like Applebee's or what's the other one? Chili's or I don't know, like all of those, like Miller's Ale House and shit like that. And I even grew to find items on those menus that I liked. Like at Miller's Ale House, they had that one is like Captain Jack's Sunday thing that was crack for dessert, and then I would get like the tenders with like the spicy, some kind of spicy garlic sauce or some shit like that. It was really good. And then at Applebee's, I don't remember what I would get at Applebee's. Applebee's sucked, but like Applebee's, I would pretty much sit there and wait for dessert and get like the molten lava cake. Also, guys, don't forget that we do have a 1K coming up June 27th. June 27th, there is an IMNerd 1K. Yeah. June 27th, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So I'm making this one purposely 11 a.m. Eastern time so that it's EU friendly. Because I know a lot of players in the EU play online. I think that they are the bulk of the online Yu-Gi-Oh community, actually. Okay. All right. So yeah, 1K, June 27th. That will be IMNerd Circus Series number 4. The last one was won by Sasha Egger playing Diva Hero Zombie. Yeah, Sasha is one of the best Edison players for sure. Undeniable. I mean, I've said as much like months ago. He's very good. It's funny because I don't know if I featured him in real life until this past weekend. Like just seeing the way he plays, I was like, oh, I don't think I've ever seen him like play Yu-Gi-Oh. Hercules. So, I mean, I'm assuming that this back row is Chariot for obvious reasons, and Zen Long he's gonna need, well, Shen Long, he's gonna need some shit to get through this because 2 cards in the hand prevents Miracle Fusion. Oh, it was double Chariot Herc? Yeah, I'm excited to see the Odyssey. I'm excited for every movie this year. Like the Odyssey, Dune Part 3, the Avengers Doomsday, the, what's it called? The Steven Spielberg movie coming out called Disclosure Day. I saw Mortal Kombat last week and it was good. It was fine. Like, you know, you go into it with expectations that it's a Mortal Kombat movie. So first and foremost, right? So I did that, and it was a Mortal Kombat movie. And I enjoyed it for what it was. Yeah, you just got to know what you're getting into. Oh damn, we're charioting dupe frogs. Her chariot's almost impossible to get out of. Almost. I actually don't mind him using Chariot on Dupe Frog so that his opponent cannot get back Unifrog. Because there is a world where you lose to your opponent going bring back Treeborn Frog, special summon Swap Frog, bounce Swap Frog, extra normal summon Unifrog, attack directly, pop your Chariot, main phase 2, tribute for Monarch, target Heraclinos, and now things start falling apart for you, potentially. These tokens? How the hell do you get these? Are those just in the token generator on DB? I've never seen these before. Oh, they're straight lambs. No, he only has one chariot. Like, he doesn't have a second chariot. No, he doesn't have a second chariot. Not knowingly. Oh, he does have two chariots? Is that known? Okay, well, if it's just known, you need brain control, then heavy storm. Well, not brain control anymore, but yeah, one wasn't in the graveyard. That's why I didn't think he had two. Econ, tribute a token, take Heraclinos. He has to negate. Econ again, because you're playing 3 of it. Take Heraclinos, attack for game. Here we are. There's a GB. That should be it. There was like a small window where he had a shot, but he needed very specific cards. Like I said, like brain control, heavy, stuff like that. Are those cards already in the grave? Heavy's already in the grave, so never mind. Small window closed. Yeah, keeping in goats versus GBs is definitely a choice. What game is this? Looks like it's game 2. The tournament's been great. Mainly it's been an opportunity for me to rekindle my relationship with my community, because I haven't been on stream in, well, I've been on stream, obviously, but I haven't been on stream for just IMNerd in several weeks. It's almost been a month. So this is the first IMNerd stream in a while. Now, Retro Reborn, which I did a couple days ago, we had over 700 people watching at one time, which I think is the record for a retro live stream, unless somebody else can prove otherwise. But even so, just very happy that so many people were supporting the event this past weekend. Didn't the money match get 1K plus? I don't believe so. You mean like the 50 games of Black Wings? Like that one? I don't think so. I'm going to check the analytics on that, but I'm pretty sure it was not 1,000 people watching that. No, there were not 1,000 people watching that. Yeah, no, the biggest live streams I've ever had are Retro Reborn San Jose, Retro Reborn Detroit, and Format Library Worlds 2025. So like the one that just passed. I think there was like 600 and something people watching that one. Yeah, I know for a fact that on Saturday we had over 700 people, over 730 people watching the channel at one time. That much I remember. Okay, GBs take it down. So it looks like this whole tournament is going to come down to Pina versus Baku Brody for first place, and then the other people will battle out for, you know, second, third, fourth, and top 4 gets prizing. So Edison has been huge since 2023 for sure. I wouldn't say 2022, but 2023, when Konami got involved, that was when the explosion happened. It really got big when Konami got involved in 23. I was around in 2022 and it was much smaller. Also, a couple other things happened, like Format Library being created in 2023. I think that's when it happened. Format Library being created was a big part, like a big catalyst. Konami stepping in was a big catalyst. And then like me and Oscar also choosing to make content on top of Keegan is a big catalyst as well. Just having more content creators. Also content creators who people know. Because like Oscar and I are both YCS champions. Like a lot of people know us from back in the day. So we bring in like a cache, you know, our whole hidden cachet. All right, round 5. This is the final round. Let me start my countdown over again. And it looks like it's going to be Pina versus Baku Brody. This is to determine who gets first. But there are other people who are currently in the tournament who have a chance at getting cash, because this is a $100 tournament, and we do have a breakdown of the prize support. So as you can see here, First place is $45, second place is $25, and then third and fourth will each get $15. First, do you think Konami will ever host Edison tourneys again? Well, I don't believe in like absolutes in the sense that they'll never do it again. I think that they actually would. But the problem is Konami is run by Japanese, and they are very, very fucking stubborn culturally. Just like, even when they are blatantly in the wrong, Japanese will not admit it. Like, they have a really fucking hard time. That's why it was so surprising to even see them like backpedal on the whole nationals last year fiasco. Like when they actually they were like, okay, we're gonna not do those advanced rulings and we're just gonna do like, then they decided to put a regular Ultimate Time Wizard on this calendar. That was a surprise because Konami typically just is like, nope, we don't care, we're not wrong, we don't give a fuck about all the backlash, we just keep trucking forward. Someone with a brain would need to come in and just be like, yo, we made a mistake. Like, we have random people now hosting events, like, and they're getting hundreds and hundreds of players, bro. Like, just people who want to host Edison tournaments are just able to host them and get bigger turnouts than some of the Ultimate Time Wizards. It's literally Melee. It is. I've always compared Edison as the Melee of Yu-Gi-Oh! I think Edison will be around as long as it needs to, because there's no like lifespan to really put on it. It's like people will play it if they enjoy it. If they don't, they won't. But just like Melee's been around for 25 years because it came out in 2001. Right? So like Melee's been around forever. People just keep playing it, and Nintendo fucking does not. They just don't like it. They just literally don't like it. Even though thousands of people play in Melee tournaments, they just still are like, nope, we won't support it. And Konami actually decided to support us for 2 years, and then they were like, we're going to make Genesis, and we feel like we can't have Genesis and Edison, which is so fucking dumb. Let me get some music on. I want to hear some Slay the Spire. Not to be mean, but do people play Genesis? I'm sure that there are some people who play Genesis. I know they have tournaments. Some people enter them. But the fact of the matter is the gameplay is just modern too. Oh, people don't play it on DB? I didn't know that. I don't really pay attention. So I'm a person that like, I don't pay attention to things that I don't enjoy. So like, oh, there's only 4 people playing Genesis right now, which seems really bad, actually. That seems like really fucking bad. There are factually more people playing Edison right now, like a lot more people playing Edison right now. Yeah, there's like 4 people playing. There's even more people playing Goats than Genesis. I didn't know. Is Genesis like falling off? Like I did not know that. Yeah, I didn't know that Genesis is like not very popular. But that's also because I just don't care. Like, I'm a person that if I don't like something, if it's not my cup of tea, I don't seek it out. Like, I don't actively go and start looking at like things that I just don't enjoy. I think that's a sign of mental illness. Like, if you don't like Edison, then like you should not be watching this channel, right? Like, this channel is like very heavily Edison, and every once in a while we'll dabble in other things, but this is very clearly like an Edison dominant channel. So like, if you just do not enjoy like birds and frogs and stuff like that, then you definitely do not want to be here. And like, that's okay. There are channels that are dedicated to Hat, channels that are dedicated to Redo, channels that are dedicated to Tengu. Maybe not anymore, but like there were. But this is like a very Edison dominant channel, and if you don't like the gameplay, if you're like, I don't like birds and frogs, I'm tired of seeing these decks do well, I'm tired of seeing these decks play, I'm tired of seeing Whirlwind Shura or Treeborn Frog substitute combos, like, this isn't the place. You watch for me? Thank you. I had no idea that Genesis, like, is just not very popular. Like, that... I can see why, though. Like, I've never seen these cards in my entire life. Like, whatever these things are, these dinosaurs, I've never seen these things. Yeah, I don't know. I think Genesis is a failure. I think Genesis is just a big fucking failure. Also, so now that I've been playing, like I got to play LDS Vegas, and LDS Vegas had Top Deck GG as like the app that we used, and that's how all of the standings and stuff were done and the pairings. That fucking app is so far above and beyond anything that Konami has ever put out that it boggles my mind that like some random guy, like and I'm not even saying that in a disrespectful way, but just like some guy made an app that is so much better than $1 billion company that could have done the same thing 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, last year. Like, it doesn't make sense how good Top Deck GG is compared to everything that Konami's ever done when it comes to running tournaments. Top Deck GG is like outrageously better at running tournaments than like literally anything that Konami's ever done. Like paper pairings, paper match slips, fucking like timers, like round timers, everything. Like, it's just incredible. Deck lists, like coverage, like everything about it. It's just like absurd to me. I couldn't believe it. When I was in Vegas, I couldn't believe it. My phone went off and it told me that you are sitting at table 55 round 1 and you're playing against Homam Jamal, which I was like, wait, that's the guy that did the frog, the Fish FTK video deck with me, but like the Fish OTK deck. He topped with that in Anaheim, and I featured him on Teach Me How to Cook. I like saw the name come up. It was like you versus him, table whatever. Like, I'm just gonna say a random number, 55. And then when the round started, my fucking phone showed the time in the round ticking down. So I was able to see like there are 14 minutes left in it, even though our match was 10 minutes. So I was able to see like 10 minutes have passed on my phone at all times. I just can't believe that like that app exists and Konami just is like, yeah, just eat shit and deal with like a very terrible tournament experience for no reason. I stopped caring about Genesis when I saw the 300th YCS. The same archetypes made top 8 of the advanced format and Genesis format. I haven't played in-person tournaments. What's better about it? You mean like Edison in-person tournaments? I mean, I think in-person Yu-Gi-Oh is just overall better than Dueling Book, but it's a preference thing. I grew up playing the game like in its actual, like the way it's actually played, which is in person. And then online came later. Like, first of all, communication is way more clear in person. Like, just the communication in person is just so much better. That's like the main thing that I really, really hate about online is that the communication fucking sucks. People are weirdos. People go AFK, like a bunch of shit that you just don't have to deal with in person. Like, you don't have to deal with somebody going AFK in person. Oh, what was better about Top Deck? I just said it. Like, I literally just, what do you mean? What? I really don't know who Genesis is supposed to appeal to be honest. Not a hater, just don't get it. That's the thing. Genesis doesn't make sense. Like, Genesis actually, factually doesn't make sense because the same people who would play modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Are the same people who would play Genesis. So you're like cannibalizing people because whereas Edison, like people who play Edison, a lot of them will not play modern. Like people who play retro Yu-Gi-Oh! And let me rephrase that. People who play retro Yu-Gi-Oh! Will not play modern typically. Like you're not going to get like Rob Cedar or Chris Pateo, all those people who like, they all play retro, right? And we featured them for GOATs over this past weekend. They would not play modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Like when I interviewed every single GOAT player that won a match, we asked them about Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're like, I play GOATs, I dabble in Edison, I played yesterday in Edison. I will never play Modern. So it's like two different groups of people, but when you have Genesis is just the same. It's the same crowd. Yeah, like Genesis did not appeal to any of us who play retro Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know any of my core group of people or people in my community, and I have a really big community. I don't know anyone in my community who's like, I really, really, really love that they made Genesis, and now I'm going to go play Genesis and leave like Edison behind for Genesis. Like, that is not a thing. Like, most of the people who play retro Yu-Gi-Oh are just like, Genesis is a meme. If I want to play modern Yu-Gi-Oh, I would just play modern Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, I would just play modern Yu-Gi-Oh. I think it's a neat idea conceptually, but I'm still extremely bitter about the whole replacing Time Wizard finding prize cards. I think it is a cool idea conceptually too, the way they marketed it at first, but then in reality, what it ended up being was the same decks that dominate in Modern dominate Genesis. Like, I remember seeing K9 and Vanquish Soul, and now apparently Cool Tune, whatever the fuck. Like, those decks, the decks that are doing well in Modern or just do well in Genesis or like win the Genesis events, and this is like factual. Like, I remember I posted a meme that was first place. It was first place, YCS, whatever. And it was like K9, Vanquish Soul, whatever. And that was like, that won the main event. And then below it was another picture of first place, Genesis, YCS, whatever. And it was K9, Vanquish Soul. And it was like, corporate wants you to tell me the difference between these pictures. And it was just the same, like the same decks, basically. I definitely got baited into buying Genesis just to realize it wasn't as it was sold. Yeah, they had so much momentum with Edison and with like retro Yu-Gi-Oh, and they just kind of like threw that all away, which I'm glad though, because without them throwing retro Yu-Gi-Oh away, we would never have gotten Legacy Duelist series, Retro Reborn, like the TopDeck.gg app. Like, I don't know if any of these things would have happened if Konami stayed in the picture. So them leaving is actually has benefited the community a lot. Modern right now, the best deck is a synchro deck, and it's in super poly format. Go figure. Yeah, and that happens every couple months or years, where you like Modern Yu-Gi-Oh's best deck is a super poly deck, and it's like, okay, cool. Ooh, big torrential, not the little one. Yeah, like there is an entire, like there's all these tournaments scheduled in the future. There's like LDS Houston, there's all these Retro Reborn tournaments, there's like Pittsburgh and Fort Myers, Atlanta, then we already had Detroit and San Jose and Perrysburg, and like the next one is Maryland. I'll be at Maryland in a couple weeks, like 16 days I think it said. June 5th through 7th is Maryland, and Edison main event, 32-man GOAT side events, 32-man redo side events, 32-man Tengu side events. And this is also a tournament that has like just straight up like cash. First place is $2,500 straight up. Like second place $1,500. But yeah. Konami pissing away goodwill? Never. I wonder if they'll ever ban Super Poly. That card's been a problem forever. Yeah, I think the weird thing about Super Poly, because it was banned, right? Super Poly, like, it can only continue to get better as the game goes on. It can't get worse. It can only get better over time, because they will print more fusion monsters by default. So it will just get more powerful. Like, you can't just have like generic cards like that. It literally says you cannot respond. I know the most fun thing about Yu-Gi-Oh is interaction, or at least I like to believe so when you're playing the game anyway. For a card to say you cannot interact with me, and it'd be at 3. I'm pretty sure it was banned at one point, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, it was banned. It was banned for a while. January 2015, got unbanned in 2018. It looks like it was like semi-limited or some shit. Yeah, Card's obnoxious. Like, Card is fucking obnoxious, bro. Came out in 2008, gets banned 7 years later, gets unbanned like 3 years after that, and then it's just been like at 3 forever, mistakenly. It also was from Phantom Darkness. Yes. This looks like Froggo TK is going to win this tournament. Oh, it was Froggo TK. It was a mirror match. So it was always going to be Froggo TK. I didn't know that both undefeated players were playing Froggo TK. So it was always just going to be Froggo TK winning tonight. Nice. Peanut actually won a major with Froggo TK last year. All right, Peanut wins. No, I'm still comboing. There's a funny video to be made from that. Like, the Froggo TK player, after you've already admitted defeat, and like you just see him still doing the combo, and then everyone in the venue is like slowly leaving, and then you just like, you know how like they show like people disappearing, like they just like fade away, and it gets like lesser and lesser, and then like you see like the janitor come by and he's like fucking like mopping and shit like that, and the Froggo TK player is just still like, to Scarf Fishborg, synchro, I'll make another. Just like doing their thing. And the lights get cut off. Yeah, like it gets dark. Then like it shows like 40 years later, and there's like a time skip, and in the same event hall, the guy has like a fucking beard and like gray hair, and he's still comboing. He's like, I'm gonna discard for Fishborg, and I'm gonna use Toad, and I'm gonna summon Das Frog. He's just like an old man, and he's just still comboing. Come on, Grandpa, eat your applesauce. Has Zombies ever won an in real life Edison event? Yes, they won one this year. Zombies won RBET Genesis this year in real life. Yeah, like literally this year it happened. Did you hear about all the confusion with the RBT Genesis name? I did not. But now that you say that, I can already see where it went wrong. People signed up thinking that RBT Genesis was actually Genesis format. I'm gonna be honest, like if you did that, that just takes the whole Yu-Gi-Oh! Players don't read thing to another level, because how? Yeah, like that's definitely on you. The fuck you think the RBT stands for? Yeah, like I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Players don't read, but come on. Man, Zombies got it before Gigavice. Hero Beat still hasn't won. Like Amaryllis has won a major before those decks. What else? Diva Hero has won. Twilight Sworn has won. It's weird that Twilight Sworn and Christus Sworn have won events. GBs have won. What else? I'm trying to think of some like what is some like unique things that really. Oh, Monster Mash has won, bro. No, Hero B has never won. Hero B has never won online or in real life. Is there a link to LDS stuff? You could just Google it. Like Google will give you all the information. Time for Aliens and Crystal Beast to win. I need to top with Jinzo before someone can top with Gigavice. Oh, is this over? Oh no, they're still okay. What's my opinion on Value Sworn? I don't really have an opinion on Value Sworn. Gigavice got second at a major. They're talking about decks that won, though, not decks that just topped. I think those are two like very distinct things that people can talk about. I'm sorry, but if you don't know how to like Google to find a Yu-Gi-Oh event, then like you don't know how to use like Google, which is a problem in itself. Like you should know how to Google search something to find it. I bet if I wanted to find any information on LDS anything, I could find it in like less than 10 seconds on Google. Like I can't help you with that. If you don't know how to use Google, like I can't help you with that, bro. Google is the most valuable company in the world right now. Like it's like Google and Nvidia. Google's been around for far too long. If you don't know how to use that search engine to find like very basic information on Yu-Gi-Oh events, then like sorry to that, man. Well, you can fuck off, Z-Man Cuddles, because you don't know how to use Google. You're an idiot. So, how about you go fuck yourself? How about that? See how easy that was? You're mad at us because you don't know how to use Google. Like, I don't get, like, people are just ridiculous. Like, I just cannot think of a more ridiculous thing than coming to a live stream, asking people for a link to something that you can Google. Like, how do you not know how to use Google? Like, we're not your fucking personal search engine here. That's not what we're here for. Like, this live stream is not your personal, like, search engine. Literally, like, if you just type in LDS Yugioh, I bet you will get results immediately. Also, if you just, you know, have a brain and know what the acronym for LDS stands for, I bet you'll get results that way too. Like, this is not Google. Yeah, like, don't type LDS by itself, which is, like, common sense. Like, no one should even have to tell you that. And if you do that by accident, you're like, oh, brain fart. Obviously, I need to put Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Because LDS can mean so many things. So you just put Yu-Gi-Oh at the end and, like, you get results. And it's not hard. But to get upset at us because we're like, hey, Google it, is ridiculous. Like, it's actually fucking insane. So I'm glad that that person can no longer talk on this channel anymore. Like, not knowing how to Google in 2026 is one thing, but then getting mad, getting mad that, like, we won't do it for you is crazy. Some guy asked us for a link to LDS, and I said, you could just Google it. And then he got mad and said, you don't have to be an ass. And I banned him. That's essentially what happened. I told him he can literally just Google and find everything he needs to find about anything. Google's been around forever. Like, if you don't know how to Google by now, I don't know what to tell you. But like, this live stream is not Google for you. Like, coming in this live stream and asking questions that you can Google, like, hey, what's the capital of Pennsylvania? I'm not going to fucking answer that question. Like, if you're like, what time is it in Philadelphia? I'm not going to tell you. You can Google that. If you're like, hey, Fraser, like, how was your tournament experience in Vegas or something like that? Like, sure, that is something that only I can really answer, right? But like, what are we doing? All he had to do was Google LDS and put Yugioh at the end. And I guarantee, like, I fucking guarantee he would have got so many results. Like, for example, whenever I want to find one of these Top Deck GG things, I just go on Google, I type in Top Deck GG and RRC Detroit. And that's how I find it. That's how I found this. Like, I didn't have a link to it. I just, like, common sense was like, okay, well, it's called RRC. I know it's on Top Deck GG where all the things are hosted, all the deck lists. So I just typed in Top Deck GG Retro Reborn Circuit Detroit, and like this came up. It was like less than 10 seconds. Coming in here and being like, does anyone have a link to the deck list for the Dragon deck? Is like, and then when people say like, hey, just like Google like Retro Reborn Detroit, and you're like, oh, you don't have to be an ass. It's like, okay, I'm definitely doing Master Disaster with this deck. Yes. Yes. I would love to do Teach Me How to Cook with the guy who made the deck, but I don't have his socials. Oh wait, they have a ruling question. I think it misses. It does not miss timing. Yeah, it does not miss timing. This does not cause the Dupe Frog to miss timing. Anyone have a deck list for a deck? Summon cat good. All right. How close are we to being done here? It's almost 11 o'clock. So this round took... Yeah, there's still people playing. I'm going to check standings. So if you don't know, in my Discord server, you can check standings by typing in /standings and then going to the channel called bot spam, and it will give you like, and literally in real time too. So as people report, it changes, but it'll give you in real time, like who's in first place, who's in like whatever. I need Baku Brody to report. I just realized that. But yeah, like their standings right now show like Peanut's currently in first, Dom is in second, Black Sanji's in third, Baku Brody's in fourth, but this is going to change because Baku Brody hasn't reported yet. Hold on, my side deck cooked on the low ski. Did it? Nothing like when the side deck be out here cooking. I also just have to play Corey Brogan's. I need to try this out because I want to particularly try out the side deck. Like the triple Jinzo seems like the perfect thing to get people to rage on DB. Like I just know Jinzo's gonna cook the fucking DB randos so bad. Like this is just going to eat them alive. I know it. Damn, you've been having a hard time getting paired up against some. You've been having some opponents of all time. But yeah, triple Jinzo is just like, damn. Nick did it on purpose to persuade you in the staff? That's crazy. Okay, so now the standings. Baku Brody reported. Peanut is in first place. Obviously, he's 5-0. Baku Brody is currently in second place at 4-1. Dom is in third place at 4-1. And Dizzy is in fourth place at 4-1. With Black Sanji being at fifth place. But I know that all matches are still not reported. So... When they summon Jinzo in the Frog Mirror, I'm so salty. Okay, but why are they summoning Jinzo in the Frog Mirror? Like, people keep saying that, and I'm like, when the fuck would I ever side in Jinzo knowing I'm playing against frogs? You like, that sounds crazy. That just sounds crazy. Like, where are y'all finding space for Vanity's Fiend and Jinzo and like other side deck cards that you would side against frogs? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't have space for Jinzo against in the Frog Mirror match. I just don't. So I don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh everyone else is playing, but like, like specifically in the Frog Mirror match, I would be very, very surprised if somebody sided Jinzo against me in a Frog Mirror match, and I don't think it's gonna work in their favor either. Like, I think what's going to happen is you're going to get Water Arted. I'm going to see that you have Jinzo, and I'm like, oh, cool, keep that. Put back the substitute, please. Thanks. Or, like, discard the substitute. I don't know if you can activate traps while Jinzo's on the field. Like, Jinzo is not Decree. I think you're thinking of Royal Decree. Jinzo is, like, those cards are stuck there. So it does lock Treeborn Frog, but this situation should not happen in a Frog Mirror match. This situation happens when you play against Machine, like Future Fusion, Jinzo OTK decks. They do that shit to you. But like, you should not have this happen in a Frog Mirror match, in my opinion. Because like, I just can't imagine looking at my side deck and be like, you know what, I'm gonna put a fucking Jinzo against the Frog Mirror match. Like, I want something to get Ryzen and Kaiast. I want something for Absolute Zero to beat over. I want something for Goyo Guardian to take. I want to attack into a Gorz and not have a way to defend myself afterwards. Like, I'm just thinking about all of these things that are like not even crazy scenarios, because I just named so many of them that one of them will just happen. But I don't know if I've been called, but I've seen Frog players get called by Jinzo, but they were playing against Jinzo OTK. So it's like, well, yes. Well, yes. Imagine this being Jinzo. Like, okay, chat, be for real, 1 second. Imagine this being fucking Jinzo right now. He would just be like, I don't know. Hell of a draw for you. Alright, so Miracle Fusion's live. So if it was Jinzo, Miracle Fusion is just on the table right now. So just let's just pretend this is Jinzo. If he has Miracle Fusion, this is just getting beat over for free if this is Jinzo. Like, factually. If it was Jinzo, he could use this substitute. If this was Jinzo, I lose. If this was Jinzo, I lose. I lose. If this was Jinzo, I lose. Like, bro. Now, granted, the Vanity's Fiend gets outed by trap cards. But, like, you need to have the trap cards. And even when Frog side decks, they don't have a lot of trap cards. Oh, we're setting back row. There's been plenty of turns. He could have Heavy Storm now, if he kept it in. It's like I'm a fucking psychic. Welcome to the channel. Like, these fucking stories write themselves. I swear. Imagine that was Jinzo chat. Like, can we be for real for 1 second? I just like this channel because I like to tell the truth, is what I like. That's one of my things. I pride myself on not coming on here and spouting nonsense. This is just a no-nonsense channel. We might rant, we might get off topic, but what we will not do is I will not lie to you. That's what we will not do. All right. That was that match. That was the last match. Oh, that's it. There we go. All right. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to check standings. Now that we have everyone has reported. So the standings are in bot spam. So Pina got first. Baku Brody got second. Dom got third, and Dizzy got fourth. Black Sanji unfortunately stayed in fifth. And yeah, that's the cookie. That's how it crumbles. So guys, if you made top 4, Pina, Baku Brody, Dom, Dizzy, please send me your Cash App or PayPal or whatnot. Also, I will be verifying that you are active on our Patreon. Otherwise, prizing will pass down to 5th place and so forth and so on. That was straight up prophetic. Yeah, that's how this channel typically goes, honestly. Like, if you've been on this channel, if you've been watching this channel long enough, you know that that is just like a standard thing. That's like par for the course. There's not a single live stream where I don't call exactly what is going to happen before it happens. Usually multiple times if I'm paying attention. This dupe block is doing the most. Dupe block is actively preventing Vanity's Fiend from, you know, doing what Vanity's Fiend does. Lightning Vortex made everything awkward too. Ooh, Miracle Fusion using your monster. Yeah, because he doesn't have a hero. Yep, Master of Pattern Recognition. That's what it is. It starts looking like precognition. But it's definitely pattern recognition. Too much Yu-Gi-Oh in my life. Just imagine it was Jinzo. Just actually imagine for 1 second like it's Jinzo. Just imagine it being fucking Jinzo, bro. Now Jinzo got stole, Jinzo got monarched, Jinzo got taken. Jinzo got crashed with. Jinzo got turned every which way but loose. So that's why I was just saying, like, I don't think Jinzo makes any fucking sense, if I'm being honest with you guys. I just don't. All right, well, I think that's everything. I mean, Peanut won with Frog with TK. I don't think you guys really need to see the list, but I'll show it. I'll just show it. It is custom for me to show the winning list. I will show the winning list. Is anyone else excited for like House of the Dragon comes back? Not far from now. Okay, here is the winning deck list from tonight. Pina won with Froggo TK. Looks like a pretty standard Froggo TK deck, playing Unifrog and Flip Flop Frog and 1-for-1 and Trap Stun. And his side deck is where he made his money. He has Messenger of Peace, Threatening Roars, double Dark Dust Spirit. Yeah. Yeah, Night of the Seven Kingdoms was really fucking good. How's it going? I was the person commentating with you for GOATs. It was a privilege and honor to do that. Oh, thank you. Were you the guy sitting on my right? Like, towards the end of the night, I think? I remember laughing. Whoever was commentating with me towards the end of the day for GOATs. Yes, okay. I remember you now. Yeah, we had a good time. We had a good time together. I liked your energy, for sure. No Beals is wrong. Listen, you don't have to play. That's the thing about Edison. You could play, you could do what you want in this format. That's why I think that's why people love Edison so much. You can do what you want in Edison. And that I think it's a good thing that you can do what you want in Edison. You can even side Jinzo against Frogs. If that's what you want to do, you can do that in this format. If that's like what you really want to do, you can do it. All right, chat. It's been real. I'm so happy to be back. I'm going to be making more videos. Like I said, I'm going to do a video just talking about frogs. I want to record it tomorrow. I think I will record it tomorrow. So expect that. And then I have to record some teaching me how to cook videos with people that I have scheduled. So that stuff will be featured on the channel soon as well. I need to do another tier list. I haven't done a tier list in a very long time. I don't even remember the last time I did a tier list, but it's been a while, and I actually have some things to say. So, yeah. But anyway, it's been real. Y'all have a good night. Peace.